Red Riot football. It's playoff time. We're here against the Biddeford Tigers. Red Riot's playing in the second round of the playoffs. I'm here with Mike Bryant. This is Brett Wolfgram. Mike, what do you think?
Well, I think this, again, is the game we've been waiting for all year, Brett. But we said that on a couple of occasions. When they played Lewiston, we thought that was going to be the big one. Then when we come up against Poland, that was going to be the big one. But this definitely should be a good, solid contest today.
This is football right here, I believe. This is the start of the football season right here. You look out, there is 1 million fans here, people. Everybody is here. There's not a parking spot within about a mile radius of South Poland High School, and there's just droves and droves of people here.
I'll tell you, the Biddeford fans is one thing I do enjoy about playing Biddeford. They turn out.
Yep, definitely.
You get a huge crowd, and they make you want to come out and grow in droves. Because there's always a great competition goes on between these two schools.
Well, there's only 8, is that right? 8. There's only 8 teams playing this week. Excuse me. 8 teams playing in Class A this week, and if you're a football fan, you got to pick between 4 games.
Now, there we go. See, for the U-Hunters in the crowd, the Tiger is on the South Poland side. Now, that is open session at South Poland.
Everybody in a festive mood today. I guess the Biddeford Tiger fans were out setting up their little things all over the field this morning at about 8 o'clock.
Yes, they were. They were setting some banners up across, and they do that all the time. They get here early and try to decorate things. They even decorate one end of our stands on this side of the field.
And, of course, Red Riot's pep squad doing the same thing on our side. It looks wonderful out here. We got streamers all over the place, balloons, everything. They look like they're going the whole 9 yards here.
Matter of fact, they got even a little overboard there. We had to move some of the streamers they had down because they were hanging right in front of the windows.
Oh, really?
Here. Yeah. And they were blowing up with the wind. They were blowing up in front of the cameras. So Al just moved them to one end and left them. They're on the Biddeford end, by the way, folks. Where the Biddeford camera is, that they're going to blow up in front of them.
Okay, Riot's just today coming off an impressive win against Sanford. What is it? 35-7, was it?
Yeah, 42-7. They beat them, and just wrote down quickly. Timmy Lawson ended up with like 113 yards and 19 carries, and only played half the game.
Nothing new. he gets the yardage. I can't imagine what would happen if he played the whole game.
Yeah, a good day also for Chris Salamoni, who had a noteworthy performance himself with 10 carries, 63 yards, and a touchdown. And he's getting a lot of time here because South Poland gets far ahead early on in these games.
Okay, revenge, the sign says. I don't know if we got a shot of this. No, actually, we're still looking at the balloons, but if we got to get a shot of might get a shot of the big banner that the Biddeford Tigers have. There's something about revenge. Here they come with the smoke and everything. Yeah, we're not even going to see it. Sorry, people. We'll just stay right on those balloons.
Well, you got to remember, Bev is a South Poland fan, and she doesn't do anything to accentuate the Biddeford program. It shows to ignore that right there, as the South Poland cheerleaders now are putting up their banner, and you know Bev will get that real well.
And there it is, right there. Okay. Biddeford coming off an impressive win against Thornton. They said that Thornton might get a little mad and actually might have a chance to upset them, but Biddeford just controlling them last week very nicely.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm not really surprised. Biddeford, and I mentioned it, several players, they have a system down there where they can review their players' scholastic standings, and they had like 6 or 7 players that they've returned over the last 3 weeks who have brought their grades up to snuff and are able to come out and play, and it's really put them at full strength now.
Interesting.
And so they really had an improvement over the last 3-4 weeks, going, I think, at 2-3 early in the season to the 6-3 record they have now.
And obviously, numbers do it. Biddeford is a football town, and look at the numbers. Maybe if we ever get a shot over there, if Bev ever wants to show what it looks like over there, but I don't know if we're gonna. But numbers come out, and you get the good players. It just happens that way.
Yeah, exactly, and. You're going to have the Riots, you'll be seeing them as they'll be coming in a minute, as you see the cheerleaders trying to hold that sign up. They made it so big that they can't even get on top of each other's shoulders and hold it up. Very hard to break through that, too, when you come through it, if you're not holding it pretty tight so they can really smash into the middle of it.
Biddeford not coming off an impressive season. They were looking pretty grim at the beginning of the season. They went under 500. I think it was they were down 2-3.
Yep.
If I remember. And we were looking at one of the first losing seasons for the Biddeford Tigers, but they were able to rebound and came back nicely, and they ended up 4th in the pick for playoffs.
Yeah, I think one of the things that helped, Brendan, we've noticed all year long that here comes the Riots on the field now as Dan Roediger, the first guy through, Drew Hughes right behind him. Okay, now we'll send the grounds crew out to clean up the field. and the cheerleaders say, we'll get it.
Riot's looking up compared to usual. They've had a season where it's hard to get the emotion running. In the middle of the season it was tough because there's a lot of easy games. But I'm sure the Portland game showed that they could get up and could blow anybody away.
Well, I'll tell you what, one of my observations have been all season long is that I have seen an improvement every single game, and regardless of the team they were playing or that team's record, they always seem to come out fired up. Last week, I thought they were just a little less emotional against Sanford than, as a playoff would hope so. But, of course, you didn't take them lightly completely, but on the other hand, they knew they were going to drub them pretty good. And so they didn't play with quite that emotion. The week before against Portland, they were just absolutely incredible, and I'm sure they're going to have that same intensity today. We're waving one of our former play-by-play and player here at South Portland, Craig McLean, who's up from Boston.
One of my quarterbacks. I used to center for him a little bit.
That's right.
I'm always, this Biddeford team, you could say South Portland was supposed to win 27-7, I believe, or something to that effect, another outrageous number. But I'm always afraid of Biddeford. I will always give Biddeford respect for playoff time. They're just like South Portland. Portland can anytime beat any team in the league, no matter what year it is, I believe, just because of the coaching and the spirit and everything. I think if you look down through the years.
Well, they got tremendous tradition at Biddeford in their program. Them and Thornton Academy. Those are probably two of the teams that I really fear playing the most, and maybe even Marshwood now that they're in Class A, who also has a really strong tradition all through the years.
Okay, looks like everybody's getting up for down on the Red Riot's bench. Everybody's checking out the captains.
Well, we lost the scoreboard last week, folks. I want you to know that Al and Tor were here earlier today, and hopefully they fixed the wire that got broken. They evidently ran a wire, I guess, down the backside of the stands here. For anybody that watches the game, think about it next year. And, of course, the kids get down there, and they get playing ball, and they end up tripping over and broke it. That's what lost our scoreboard for us last week.
Okay, so we are going to see what happens here. Riots will be taking the left end of the field, and they will be booting the ball to the Biddeford Tigers. Everybody's all set. Handshakes, and the teams merge on the field.
Well, again, you see lots of intensity, lots of emotion out there today, and this is going to be one of those games, and quite frankly, South Portland could come out here and just drub Biddeford like they've done everybody else, but with Biddeford's tradition, I'm expecting a close game today.
Yeah.
Field's a little muddy today, they say. All the rain we've had hasn't really dried up any, or hadn't had a chance, really. It really poured the last day or so.
And Jason Cook will be playing quarterback. We had a little question. He had a little tiff with a wrestling match and pulled his knee a little bit, but luckily he'll be back, I guess, hopefully at 100%.
I know. I was talking to somebody that says, gee, don't these guys know big games coming? I says, but, kids that age, they don't think about that. I mean, you're indestructible when you're that age, and I know I felt that way. And you don't say, I'm going to sit around for a week and wait until I play the game before I go raise the dickens. But he's okay. He's here today, and he's going to play.
Yep. Seeing the Biddeford starting something.
Yeah, it sounds like their offense. Oh, no, defense. They're naming their defense.
Ben Goslin, I believe, is a quarterback as well.
Yes, he is.
On defense, on offense.
Goslin, I think, as a matter of fact, this is his second year as quarterback, maybe even his third year. I think he started Summits, or played Summits as a sophomore, and so this will be at least his second full year as starting quarterback.
Outside linebacker, senior number 85, Matt Russo.
Biddeford playing, of course, the 4-4 defense. They're always tough on defense because basically it's a luck defense. They send people at different times, and they come up with the big defensive plays, but then again, they can let some plays slip by real easily.
Well, we touched on it a little bit last week, and I even thought about it to take it a step further. South Portland has allowed only 2 touchdowns since the Gardner game, all season long, folks. I mean, all season long. And both those touchdowns were big plays. They got over the secondary, the only way that South Portland has been scored against. And we've got a great secondary, but if you're lucky to get that one good pass over them, you can score in South Portland.
And defense taking a little run, making themselves look good. And here we go, the Red Riots offense. Ben French starting as usual as split end.
Yeah, they talked a little bit about him in Cook being one of the best combinations pass-wise this year.
Yep. Roediger always there.
Now, Roediger, I'll tell you, has caught some key passes this year.
Number 73, Scott Chadron.
Just the big line coming in right now.
That's Scott the Big Bear. He get all his donuts at the end of the season, folks.
Ryan wearing 60 again.
We're used to that now, I think.
Josh Wolfgram fighting for his position today. He's got something to prove.
At left guard, the senior, number 52, Captain Drew Hughes.
Again, we're looking for Drew, hopefully to make All-State this year. I'd like to see him make it on both ends, offense and defense.
57, Captain Ben Blackwood.
Blackie coming in. He looks pumped and ready to go.
I'll tell you what, had his game face on when they were running out the field, looking straight ahead, eyes focused.
Upton starting today.
At fullback, the senior, number 23, Andrew Fawcett.
Looks like they're starting a three-back set.
Mm-hmm.
At tailback, a junior, number 33, Tim Lawson.
Rhino.
Yep. Tim Lawson, 1,000 yards of the season and only played 6 games.
And I'd say 3 games because he only plays a half.
True.
Okay, looks like we're going to pause now for the national anthem.
The officials for today's game are referee Steve McNeely, umpire Greg Clary, line judge.
Where the fans are, the place is packed, Brett.
Very much so. We got
Love it.
we're going to have people all around the field, it looks like, and people standing outside the fences as well.
By the Southwell High School Marching Band.
Great rendition of the national anthem by our South Portland High School band, and I like that. I like it when you can open up with your own band.
Now we're ready to play some football. It's a gusty day here. Wind's coming left to right on your screen. Red Riots will be kicking into the wind, and obviously throwing first quarter, third quarter. They'll be throwing through the wind.
Yeah, kind of surprised there. I think they chose to go with the wind early to strike early, because I think they did win the flip from what I saw.
Yep.
So interesting strategy, figuring they'll try to get the lead, and then the fourth quarter, if they can't get it up in the air, they'll grind it out a little bit.
Okay, Ben Blackwood is obviously kicking again with his kamikaze team. We do not have a statistician today in the backfield, so I'm going to try to keep some stats as we run, and you know me, you'll never know.
We've tried it. Well, actually, haven't done too bad, although Timmy was a little less than what we figured. Both of us were a little off there last week.
You always miss a 30-yarder or something, and that throws everything off.
All right, Mike and Tara all the way back for Biddeford.
Riots are ready to play some ball. Tigers ready to receive. And the football game's away. It's a weird duck kick over the right. Picked it up running. Number 21 is brought down quickly by Rodiger.
Yeah, Dan Rodiger right there as he picked it up on the run. He's going to start off at around the 30-yard line.
And here comes the number 1 defense, seeing if they can hold against the Biddeford Tigers.
Joey Drapo was the ball carrier there, and we'll hear some from him. His name's been brought up a lot in the paper as I watched.
Rodiger, Chadburn over here. We got Rio in the middle as usual. Hughes and Kierstead in the backfield as the linebackers. Straight up the shoot, 25. Stopped early by Drew Hughes. Makes his mark.
Number 25, John Perry, and he says hello to Drew Hughes early in the game.
Good morning. Time to get up.
Well, I'll tell you what, South Poland, #1 ranked defense. They said that right from the beginning, and they want to come out and establish themselves hard today. This game, like I said, there's no problem getting emotions up for a game like this.
Biddeford Tigers coming out, and looks like the single formation got guys on both sides. Bring somebody around, motion, straight up the shoot, no option, this deadly option, and it's stopped by Drew Hughes and everybody else.
Gosselin, one of the more feared scrambling quarterbacks in the league, but South Poland not fooled by that at all, and easily stop him.
Nothing there. We got 3rd down and about 9. We'll give him a yard on that.
One of the things you got to watch out for this Biddeford team is Gosselin early on in the year did have to carry the team a bit, so he is used to having to scramble a little bit. That's right.
Like their defense, their offense is as well a big play offense. They take a lot of chances on their offense. So Gosselin brings up, looks like 2 back, 2 split out, quick pass, trying to find somebody. He's got somebody over there. Ooh, everybody misses a couple tackles, but crunched at the about the 40-yard line.
He's going to be, I think, in for 1st down though, as John Perry made a nice catch there, and good running after the catch.
This is going to be close. They're going to have to measure this one. No, they're going to call it straight up. Ooh, tough call.
Boy, I'll tell you, they didn't give him much of a spot either, and it looks close down there.
Sheesh. Okay, that's 1 against the officials. It's going to be 1st down and 10 on the 40-yard line.
That's our job, to pick on the officials.
Mm-hmm. Single back again with the 2 tight ends over on each side. Everybody split out. 1-step drop, looking, quick slant over the nothing there. Looked like it might have been tipped.
Yeah, that one's underthrown a little bit to number 15. That's Chil Ho Choi. He was also their kicker, a good kicker too, by the way.
They breed them.
They do. And Choi, I believe that's the same last name as the Choi that kicked for him, for several years and is now kicking college football.
Yeah. Same guy. They just kind of keep him in school.
They recycled him.
Yeah. Okay, we got a double back. Twins on the left. Same thing on this side. 2nd down and 10. Quick. No, he takes it himself and brought down early by Rio.
Yeah, Rich Rio right there. Again, doing another good job in the middle as he held his man in position and just didn't leave any room at all to run in the middle.
Gosselin looks like he, it might have been close to a broken play. I think, who's over here? Was that French that was over here? He might have been up a little closer than he expected.
Yeah, it looked like he was intending for a quick out pass there, and it just wasn't there, so he just elected to take the ball up the middle.
That was almost probably a good choice by him. Okay, the regular standard man, one man. Oh, fumble and
Rich Rio
by Rio.
I'll tell you what, I didn't see how he lost the ball, but Rich Rio, with his good, solid penetration that he has every game, makes the tackle.
So there it is. We've got 5 and out this time. It's going to be 4th down. The Biddeford Tigers are going to have to punt away.
Again, that South Poland defense, they look like they're fired up and giving yardage very grudgingly to Biddeford, who's come out throwing quite a bit here. I'm not real surprised, but a little bit.
Nope, and into the wind, which is unusual.
But I think that's probably the game plan today. I think they know that the run won't work real well unless you can open up the passing lanes.
The Ben's in back, French and Sexton waiting for the punt. Low snap, nobody's in there. Unusual kick over here towards this side. And it looks like it's going to take a Biddeford bounce down to about the 33-yard line.
Yeah, Biddeford did get lucky there. Wasn't much of a kick as we were having shades of Poland there for a minute as the ball just kind of went straight up.
1st and 10 on the 33. We got the South Portland offense ready to play.
Well, it'll be interesting just to see how they come out, although I think there'll be no holds barred today. There's no doubt. Although I thought they mixed the making up quite well last week against Sanford.
Ben Beck in there instead of Upton. Cook gives it up the shoot to the Rhino, who gets about a yard.
Again, Biddeford's played us enough. They know what the first play of the game is, and I was looking and watching the Biddeford defense there, and they just stood there in that spot and waited.
The thing is, we'll just keep doing it until they miss.
Well, I think Coach Wolfram just likes to open a game up with that.
Yeah.
And sometimes he goes for a big gainer, but I don't think he expected it.
2nd and about 8. Right. Got past the 35 on that.
Actually, that's very good penetration by the offensive line right then, as the Biddeford defense was right there waiting.
Yep, but we got 5 yards just because of the penetration. Okay, Cook's up over Wolfgram. We got the T formation. And they give it around to Lawson, who's got Hughes in front of him. Jumps over Hughes and gets about 5 yards, still up, and gets the first down.
I'll tell you what, great running by Timmy Lawson, as he had to jump over bodies and everything else, and the bit of a defense right on his tail the whole time.
Yep. That's going to be a 1st and 10 for the Riots. 7:43 left to go in the first quarter.
Good way to establish the best part of your game.
Actually, that will not be a first down. They're not going to give it to him. Oh, there we go. I was almost going to get up and talk to the officials on that one.
That was a pretty ugly spot, wasn't it?
1st and 10 on the 44-yard line. T formation, Upton in motion. They gave it up to shoot to Fawcett, who is stopped dead.
Andrew, tough to bring down, but Biddeford didn't go for that at all. They were waiting for him.
Surprising we haven't seen a pass yet. I think Wolfgram's just trying to keep it straight up the chute. He knows he can grind it out probably with the Biddeford Tigers here. He doesn't want to give anything up.
Well, he also knows that he doesn't need his passing game early on. You want to establish that run, which has been really our stalwart all year long. Biddeford kind of a quick defense, too. I expect to establish the running game, but also to help keep them off balance so they don't get much of a charge on the passing plays.
Lawson and Fawcett in the backfield. They give it to Lawson, who gets about a yard, still up, and falls for another yard.
Yeah, that was Nick Small for Biddeford, number 40, who waiting right there. Again, Biddeford doing a good job up the middle.
Riot's getting stopped here. They're going to have 3rd down and about 8.
Well, we've played a couple of good defensive teams that we couldn't just come right out and run straight at. You have to work around them a little bit. And again, Coach Wolfgram patient. There's a whole game ahead of us. Just trying to establish his normal game plan.
We're going to have French split out. Upton is over there. Over on the other side is tight end. Lawson single back. 1-step drop. French is wide open and brought down for a 10-yard gain.
I'll tell you, a good tackle, but a nice catch by Ben French. And he hangs onto the ball as he goes down.
Seemed like his defender slipped or tried to at least bump him and couldn't keep up with him. I think French just kind of shed him.
Well, this kind of ground really hurts both, actually, the Biddeford and the South Poland defense, who are very quick defenses. So anytime you overrun a play a little bit, you cannot make the adjustment to get back into the play as quickly. So that's when the big plays will start happening.
Looked like Biddeford was counting on the sack there because they didn't have much out for defense on the pass. T formation. Give it up to Lawson on the left. He's got a couple blockers in front of him. He's got a yard or two and brought down at about the 40.
Again, Biddeford giving up that ground grudgingly, but South Poland's blocking good enough to get him a good, 2 yards or so.
Yep. 5:50 left to go in the first quarter. Riots again controlling basically all of the quarter so far.
Well, I'll tell you, we ran out a lot of the clock against Sanford last week on our opening drive, which went for 87 yards and 16 plays. That's incredible. And I'd like to see them repeat that here. Biddeford, again, a lot, well over a notch above the Sanford defense, but we still have got the capability. 2nd
down and about 8. Cook gives it to Lawson, who gets the yard, still up. He's down about the 1st down marker. Woo!
That's a 1st down.
Definitely.
That's a 1st down and strong, hard running by Timmy Lawson.
I'm going to give him 10 on that.
Yes, that should be just about 10.
Amazing. You cannot bring down Tim Lawson with one man.
All he needs is, and I'm watching the line break, all he needs is the opportunity to hit the first initial hole at full speed. If he has to slow down and make an adjustment early on, then that's when you can get him and knock him for short yardage. That time he was able to hit that hole quickly, and it was enough of a hole to just keep running over people. 1st and
10 on the 30 T formation. Cook takes a snap and gives it to Lawson around the end. Trying to find some room, gets up for about a yard, but brought down nicely by all the Biddeford team.
Well, that time, Timmy looked like he thought he saw something developing inside, and he actually didn't follow his blockers, which is unusual for Tim. And Biddeford, like I said, a quick defense, so they were able to cover the hole that he thought he saw. Actually, Drew hadn't even made a block yet. He was just out in front of him. Yeah. Timmy probably should have waited a second.
Yeah, Tim cut up a little bit too early.
Yeah, like I said, he thought he saw something. It wasn't there. Then next time he'll say, okay, I'll go out around him. We are talking high school players here. They can't make all the right decisions every time.
Okay, French is way out on the left. I formation. Cook gives it up to Lawson again, who's got yardage, bumps once, and then gets about 4 yards.
There you are again. You see the difference when Timmy can get into the hole at full speed. And that time he didn't have to make any adjustments, and so he's able to push people back away. It's a small gainer, but it's just the same. It's a good thing to see the South Poland line creating that initial hole for him.
We got Ben Beck in there as tight end. Crack back. 3rd down and about 7.
Yeah, and he's on the right side here, so let's expect something maybe around the right side here.
Okay, Cook gives it off to, no, keeps it. Trying to find somebody. He's got Fawcett, who was out there, but couldn't hold on to it.
Now, the ball was a little underthrown there, and the defense was right on the play, so Andrew really didn't have much of a chance there.
Interesting play. We're going to have 4th down and about 7.
I'm watching Jason. He is limping just a little down there on that sore knee.
Probably won't see too much scrambling for Jason.
I think that's also why we haven't seen a lot of passing. I don't believe they're going to kick here. They'll go for it. We're down at about the 26-yard line, yes.
Could be an interesting boost here for the Biddeford Tigers. Nobody's ever stopped the riots, I think, beyond the 50. Really, I think, if you look back.
It's been close anyway.
So, 3-step drop. Oh, ow. Crunched, and that's incomplete, so the Biddeford Tigers will take over.
Okay, Ben French was open there. Again, Jason having a little trouble as he's limping off pretty good coming off.
That was tipped, I believe.
It might have been, but it was definitely well over well over Frenchie's head.
Yeah, I think that was tipped by an interior lineman, and somebody got their hand on it. But you're right, he was open. So with 3:39 left to go in the first quarter, the Biddeford Tigers will start back where they started before, 1st and 10 on about the 27-yard line.
Yeah, I'll bet Jason doesn't get into wrestling matches this week coming.
Nope. Single back, man in motion. They give it up the chute, who stopped early nicely by Rodiger. I believe that was Rodiger.
Yeah, Dan Rodiger on the initial contact, and looks like Rich Rio right there to help him.
The ends are definitely the team, the people that you want to watch during playing Biddeford. They are the make or break defensive player, if you want to call them. They have to handle the wishbone and the option runs.
Yeah, very important that they cut them sweeps inside, make them drive everything towards the middle.
Same formation, 2nd down. They got about 2 yards on that. Goslin keeps it for himself. Oh, he's got a little room, but not much. Stopped dead again.
And we got a lot of players down there making the tackle, but that was Kevin Ryan on the initial contact. Rich Rio over there to help out along with Drew Hughes.
Like I said, that was Ryan over there who's basically the man. Has to be there, you know, the feathering technique, if you want to call it. If you know anything about ends, you got to feather the quarterback, and if he's going to pitch it, he pitches it, but you have to make sure he doesn't get outside you.
Well, also, you notice that Kevin is just playing so much larger now that he's got a larger number on his jersey.
You know it. 3rd down, about 5. Same thing the other way. Looks like a pass. Rodiger there, going to hit him, but man was open, but just basically thrown.
Well, I'll tell you what, you give a lot of that to Dan Rodiger, who had the quarterback looking right in his eyes and not looking downfield. It looked like Goslin wanted to sweep that out around, and Rodiger said, no way.
Wrights is always looking impressive on defense. They just love when they can play a good offensive team on defense.
Well, again, I mean, there's just excitement when you play Biddeford, period. You know, I don't care how good they are. When you play Biddeford, it's exciting.
Definitely. Tigers have to punt again. High snap. Nobody in there. Unusual kick, and it looks like it's going to stop right dead on the 50.
Well, that was a pooch kick, trying to get as close to the 50-yard line as they could there, you know, trying to keep it in play, which he did.
Why would they pooch kick on their 30-yard line?
Well, you tell me. They're from Biddeford, you know.
You never know.
Again, it doesn't look like, I know Choi is a good kicker, but I didn't really catch the number of the punter. But so far, I'm not impressed. Which is good. I don't want to see a good punter.
1st down and 10 on the 50-yard line. Rice will be taking it in. They were stopped last time. See what they can do this time. Single back, Lawson. Cook takes 2 steps, looks, slant French, who gets crushed. Ouch.
Yeah, again. Ben should have had that one. The ball was right there and got through his hands, and then he was clobbered afterwards.
You figure they'd pick up on that slant, but they just don't.
Well, I'll tell you, it's a lot cooler today than it has been. And right now I'm watching, well, the last pass to Ben was really well thrown way out behind his head. He couldn't catch it. But it's going to be hard to hold on to the ball in this type of weather.
Yep.
Okay, Cook comes in with a new play here and says, here, this one's going to be good for about, 50 yards?
Hope so. I'm calling 49. 2 minutes left to go, 2-minute warning in the first quarter. They give it to Lawson, who's stopped dead on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Biddeford doing a good job plugging up that front line there on the right side, on the left side, where we really do a lot of our damage. And they've done their homework. Their scouts were here last week watching, so they know where to go.
Here. I think scouts have been here since about the Gardner game.
Oh, there's no doubt with Biddeford. We've seen it.
They have enough people in there, coaching staff, so they can sit every game every week.
I remember, what was it, 3 years ago when we won the state championship. Biddeford was here for 4 straight weeks. They had a van, a guy that worked for Biddeford and was one of the members of the coaching staff, sitting up on the hill watching our practices every day.
Oh, geez. Okay, so 3rd down and 10. This is it for the Riots. They gave it to Lawson on a kind of a fumble play, little misdirection, but nothing there. That's 4th down now.
It looked like they wanted to do a little bit of a draw there, but the fake wasn't really that good, and so nobody really was fooled.
Both teams playing excellent defense. Riots 3-0, something we usually don't see, but it's going to be 4th down and the punt team comes on.
Well, Biddeford again coming on strong this year, and some of the players that have come back here at the end of the season are defensive players, and it's been a big help for them.
Blackwood back to kick. We've got number 25 and number 80 back. Low snap, but the punt is away. Beautiful punt, and that's going to be on about the 10. They catch it, misdirection. No, he keeps it. Oh, brought down. Oh, no, Ben Sexton misses him, but finally he's knocked out of bounds. And I almost take the cameraman now. That must have been a good shot.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jimmy O'Neill had a shot at him early down there. And
I think that was Story that was down there.
Yes, it was, the first one. And you could see the footing was bad. He just couldn't stop himself to make any kind of a good tackle, but he didn't fall for the fake.
No, he didn't, not at all, and that's his job. He's got to stay over that side no matter what. So they start inside their 20 now. It's got a few yardage. They were back there about their 10. They've got 10 yards on that return.
Okay, South Poland wants to stop them early here and make them kick. Their punter not showing much yet, so we can get the ball in good field position again.
We got split both sides. I believe that's called the wishbone. I thought the wishbone was 3-back, but maybe this is it. Biddeford special offense. Goslin takes a snap, miss option. We got plenty of pursuit. Nobody there.
Dan Roediger, if he'd had one more step, would have been there when the toss was made.
Yep.
Again, I think that's one of the deceptive things. Our ends, especially, I know Dan has got a lot of good speed. And he plays lacrosse, and one of the top lacrosse players, and that's just nothing but running there, too. And he really caught up to that play very well.
Yep, so this is going to be the end of the first quarter, and we're just going to take a little break here. That's it. They'll take it down the other end of the field. Riots will now be going into the wind.
Well, I'll tell you what, let's run down a little bit last week on the scoring. We started off on an 87-yard drive with Cook tossing an 11-yard pass to Andrew Fawcett. And that made the score 6-0 as we weren't able to convert the kick. And then Lawson on a 12-yard run and also got the 2-point conversion call, and that ended up being 14-0. And then Sanford with the big play after the Ben French fumble. Came back with one good sharp pass from Matthews to Toulouse, made it 14-7, and Sanford almost felt like they were in the game.
Yep, almost. Looking out amongst this crowd, you can see a lot of alumni here. I can see a lot of people from my class and the classes before me coming to check out the game. Obviously, the older alumni as well are all here.
Well, you do get a lot of that, especially this is a big game. Biddeford, South Poland, anytime they play, especially in the playoffs, you're going to see a lot of that. And then we went after the touchdown by Sanford. Tim Lawson pretty much said to the team, well, tell you what, guys, we can't have this, and ran a 75-yard kickoff return all the way back, and 21-7. And South Poland just controlled everything after that. I mean, there was like Sanford didn't stand a chance.
12 minutes left to go in the first half. We got the 0-0 tie. Both defensive looking extremely impressive today. Beautiful Saturday day here. We're coming some nice weather after a bunch of Saturdays with some ugly weather.
Well, this is real football weather, too. I mean, it's a little cool. It's windy. This is fall weather. This is what you like to see.
So we're going to have second down and about 12. 2 guys split out in the left for the Tigers. Goslin gives a misdirection play, but Drew Hughes stops him for about a 5-yard gain.
Yeah, John Perry on the carry there, and John Perry, a good running back. Biddeford last week used 10 running backs for 312 yards, so they're very versatile in the backfield.
Yep. Probably not an outstanding running back. We're just trying to mix it up, I guess.
Well, fresh legs. They just keep fresh legs coming at you all the time, and probably try to run like that. A lot of misdirections and such.
Third down and about 6, I'd say. Riots have a chance to stop them again here. We got finally the wishbone formation. Gosselin gives it up to, no, he keeps it, almost crushed. Wow! Roediger just put him on his back.
I'll tell you what, Dan Roediger, again, we're talking about his quickness, and Dan Roediger was there, and he probably should have said, why don't you just give me the ball, because I'm going to nail you.
I think Gosselin heard footsteps because he just tossed that thing as far as he could out of bounds.
Well, I'll tell you what, neither team with any clear advantage so far here. South Pullman with probably the best drive of the two, but both defenses playing very well early on.
Again, Riot's probably getting good field position here. They're going to try to punt it away. Watch our fake, I bet. Low snap,
Oh,
this could be ugly. No, my father wasn't coming in. So this is going to be a fair catch by French. And that's going to be down right at about the 46-yard line, 47-yard line.
Yeah, taking no chances. The ground is very slippery out there. Even if he had caught it, Biddeford right there close enough, so Ben would have had a hard time really getting anything going.
That's an interesting call, though. I think as a punt returner, I know I never was a punt returner, but if you have a low kick, I don't know why you wouldn't want to grab it, because you at least have a good, 2 seconds before anybody gets down there if it's a low kick.
Well, again, this guy doesn't kick it very far, though.
Yeah.
Even though it was a low kick,
Yeah.
He's just not getting it very far down the field. Again, that was a safe play. Yes, I would like to see them maybe run right into it and take it on a dead run.
Okay, so Riot's having some good field position again. 1st and 10 on the 46, and they give it to Lawson straight up the chute, who stopped dead again.
Timmy's going to get probably about a yard or two. That's only because he pushed people back that far. They were right there on the line of scrimmage waiting for him.
It's going to be 2nd down and about 11 minutes left to go in the first half.
Biddeford's getting some decent penetration on our front line. Not a lot, but just enough so that they're able to make contact early on in our runs up the middle.
Riots might have to show some razzle-dazzle here to get some yardage, as the Biddeford Tigers seem to be keying on Lawson very well. Single back Lawson and 3-step drop for Cook, slant, and nothing there.
Yeah, Jason is not really on target today, and I haven't seen a good throw out of him yet. He's having a tough time. I think he's probably thinking about that knee a little bit. He's not really moving that badly out there.
Yeah, that's correct. We got he's 1 for 5 with only 10 yards.
Well, I'll tell you, I see he does have a little bit of a knee brace on, and like I said, he was limping a little bit early on, but he doesn't look like he's that much immobilized. Plus, it's, like I said, it's cold today, and your hands don't grip the ball as well as they do in a warmer day.
Yep.
And most of these balls, you notice they're sailing on him. They're getting away from him a little bit. I think his grip, he's having a little trouble with the grip.
Both teams are sailing.
Yes.
Of course, he had no footsteps. Lawson single back. French going out. Rolls out to his right. Cook looks deep. Thinks French can be there. French
He's
has
there.
got it. He's down at about the 20-yard line.
That's an incredible
Beautiful
catch.
catch.
And French, I'm telling you, that takes a lot of concentration when you got 2 defenders all over you, Brett.
That was nice. Relying on French's speed, French just bursts out past the guy, and I think that was pass interference. I believe. I hope that the official had his hand on the flag if it wasn't wasn't a complete pass.
Well, I really like to see them call it anyway. Usually you can always take it away or decline it, but they should. You're right. They were definitely all over Ben and pushing him a little bit.
1st and 10, and the Tigers take a timeout saying, I don't like what we see. Wolfgram looks like he's impressed and they're ready to go.
Gosselin, not a bad passer himself. He went 7 for 10 last week with 123 yards, but he hasn't come up against a, number 1, a rush like we can put on, and number 2, a great secondary. I think one of the best secondaries in the state.
Yep.
Well, we got a lot of noise here today. Big crowd, noise. I like it.
We're looking at everybody around the field here. This is a lot of people, everybody. I don't think that you can see that there isn't a spot. If we can't tell the camera upstairs. We don't have a connection to check it out, but...
Yeah, well, I've watched, and a couple of times when we were down this end, she was kind of spanning the crowd, and on some of those shots, you'll see that this place is packed, and there's people lined up 1 and 2 deep all around the ends of the field and
Yep.
such. And this is the biggest crowd we've had.
Yeah.
I didn't get my 50-50 tickets either, darn.
That's okay.
Not only that, but
You wouldn't have won anyways.
I probably
You
wouldn't
just
have.
probably would have gave it to me.
I wasn't going to buy him from Bob this week, though. I just said, Bob, I'm not buying him from you.
We're going to have 1st and 10, right? See if they can punch it in here. They're going to be on their own 19-yard line. Excuse me, on the Tigers' 19-yard line. We're going to start out straight with the I formation. Upton is split out to the left. French is taking a little breather after that one, and they give it to Lawson, who's got a yard or two, and he's still up, holding on, and he gets about 5 yards.
Timmy's down there saying, hey, my knees aren't touching yet, as he's pulling himself with his arm across the top of the bodies under him.
I think when Tim Lawson runs, the thing I say the most is he's still up.
Exactly. He's very hard to bring down, and Timmy is really a handful. And you saw we had a couple of big pass plays. All of a sudden, things are opening up just a little bit.
Yep.
Very dangerous. Could be a long day for Biddeford if we start really making the run work.
Same formation. Upton is split out to the right. Cook takes the snap and gives the same play to the left to Lawson, who's got plenty of room, brought down for a first down.
Well, right now, I saw Timmy get the ball, and his nose went in the air, and he says, goal line.
Yeah.
And almost busted it.
He did. He got past the original line, which is usually where they've been stopping him lately, and finally brought down by the secondary.
Again, the front line firing off well, doing some good straight-ahead blocking. We're having a little trouble on our sweeps. You notice they're not getting out as quick as they usually do. I think we can blame a little of that on the footing out there.
Also on the speed of the Tigers. The Tigers seem to be pretty quick.
Yes, they are that.
Okay, same thing. Wolfgram's not going to change up here. Gives it to Lawson over to the left, who tries to stumble for some more yardage and gets about a yard.
Well, I'll tell you, he's got 4 white and orange shirts hanging on to him, and he's still pushing his way forward.
He got about 3 yards on that. That was unreal.
That's going to put us, what, just about on the 5-yard line.
Yep, 5 yards going in, second down.
A lot of distance, though, to go. A lot of yardage to pick up against the Biddeford defense that's played very well so far in this game.
Lawson is just a bruiser. I love to watch it. You know, you can tell that the people that are tackling them definitely have some big black and blues when they come out of this game. Okay, Biddeford switching up, staying on the strong side. Upton, we got a 3-back goal line offense. They give it to Lawson, who's got a little room. Oh, bust through, but stopped it with the about the 1-yard line.
Yeah, he got all the way into up to the 1. Good play by Biddeford, but Timmy had his shoulders very low. All they had to do was really get a shoulder and drive him to the ground because he's only about 4 inches off the ground.
It took about 4 guys to stop him. they were stacking him up.
South Poland knocking on the door big time now, and again, we've said how important it is in big games like this that you score first, and South Poland trying to get there now. This is 3rd down, but this is 2-play territory, I think.
We got our own version of the wishbone. We got 3 in the back, and it looks like it's going to be a wedge at 6. Give it up to Lawson, who tries to go outside. Stopped nicely by the Biddeford defense.
Yeah, that was number 12, Mike LeBlanc, stepped up, and really he made the play there. Again, Timmy's elected to swing outside there, and I think his blockers in front of him, he might have been able to go over the top of them guys had he gone right behind his blockers.
Interesting. We never really get that much play down here in the middle, the gut zone. I believe this is the biggest stance that we've seen. Usually we just run right through.
Well, I'll tell you, this is a big boost for Biddeford if they can stop us here. I don't believe anything's going to take the South Poland spirits down any. So they're going to just pin them back deep if they don't make it, that's all.
Okay, I'm looking at a pass here. Rodiger releases. Oh, look at that. Call that. Nobody there, and incomplete.
Again, I have no idea why he didn't throw to Andrew Fawcett, who was absolutely wide open.
Looks like there was a man in front of him, though. He would have had to kind of bloop it in. Okay, so the Riots are denied on the 3-yard line. Could be safety territory here, though.
Well, that's it. I mean, with the way the South Poland defense is playing, Biddeford's going to have to be conservative a little bit on what they run. And I expect us to clog the middle up really big here.
Okay.
To make their punter kick out of here.
Jason Cook seems to be a little upset with himself on that pass.
Well, again, like I said, Andrew Fawcett was wide open right in front of him. I just don't understand why he didn't throw to him.
Okay, Goslin's got 2 in the backfield. Rio gets in there quick, but they got about a yard and more. Still up. I don't know what's going on down there.
That's Mike Cantera, and evidently never went down. They hit him early enough. He picked up what looks like about 5-6 yards. Whew.
7 minutes left to go in this first half. Riots trying to stop the Biddeford Tigers from getting out of their territory.
Again, huge advantage right now for us in the kicking game. So if they can stop them, then you've got a very good chance, again, with good field position, of making out the score.
Second down, about 5. Goslin looks around. Wishbone. Oh, they give it to the one on the left, who stopped, still up.
That's going to be Joey Drapo.
Looks like he's close to a first down, but...
Well, they got a good push there. Kevin Ryan on the tackle, along with a host of others.
They're going to call official timeout for a measurement here.
Actually, they're spotting it about a yard back. No, putting it right almost on the line.
Yeah, we're going to get a measurement here.
It's Got Chadbourne about ready to check in there, but Coach Wolfgram's going to say, hold off, let's wait and see what the measurement is.
Yep. Get the goal line defense in there is what it would be.
Well, again, Biddeford, we know better than look past them, and I know they did. They expected a tough game, and Biddeford's given it to us. We got a 0-0 score with 6:27 left to go in the first half, and when have we seen that?
Biddeford has a first down.
See Coach Wolfgram talking to a couple of his players as they come off the field there, trying to get them fired up. Right now, you want them to think. You know, you've got to watch how the play develops and think and start plugging some holes. You don't want to give Biddeford too much to be thankful for down there.
So we'll have 1st and 10 on the, looks like the 14-yard line. We got Twins over to the right. Single back, man in motion. Looks like an option to the left. No, quick in the middle. Drew Hughes nicely knocks it down. Number 9 was wide open too. If he might have been gone for 6.
I'll tell you what, Drew really keeping his head up and seeing how that play was developing, got his hand up just in time and knocked down that pass.
Yeah, that was really nice play by Drew Hughes. I saw number 9 with eyes wide open, and the only one left was French, who might have been able to catch him.
Gonna have to watch out again. Biddeford, really a lot of tradition, as I said, and they have a good coaching staff. I think we probably got one of the best coaching staffs in the state, but Biddeford also has another one.
Just because they're huge. Look at them over there. They outnumber the players.
Oh, they do.
Goslin tries again. Double back this time. They give it to the man right at the shoot, fullback, and he gets about 2 yards.
Yeah. Keith Rule, again, another one of their top players. And just nothing there for him, as he's going to pick up probably about 1.5 yards. He's a bruising runner, too. He does pretty well.
Of course, I don't think anybody's going to go anywhere today straight up the shoot. I think what we're going to see is Razzle Dazzle's going to win this one.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a big play here, big play there, like the catch by Ben French early on that got Southpaw down the field this last time.
Big defensive plays to stop their big offensive plays as well.
Which is the kind of football we've been waiting for.
Yeah. We're going to have Twins left. We'll have a single back man over to the right. Oh, he rolls out to his left. Goslin's looking. They went pump and go. French is there, though. Who almost intercepts it. Nice play.
Again, good secondary play there by Ben French and Ben Sexton over there to help out. And you notice that the other Ben wasn't far away.
Nobody bought on that one. That was you saw that pump and go, and that's Biddeford. That's a big Biddeford play. They always seem to. That one they usually don't pull out until like the Riots have had an injury or it's a sudden change. You know, that they just get a fumble. Those are usually plays you see then.
Well, they were looking for something big. If they could have made another first down there, I think they would have. That would have really done something to help them out. Okay.
So 4th down and about 9. They're going to punt this one away. Number 80 back as usual. Looks like the Riots are going to come this time.
I would.
Yep, they're in there. And it's blocked.
You got a hand on it.
But it's still a kick got away, and they're going to get a good, they're going to get about, that's baloney.
We blocked it, and they got the best kick.
I don't believe that. I do not believe that. They'll get down to about the 49-yard line.
Remember that Biddeford, part of a good tradition is a lot of luck.
That's amazing. Okay, so the Riots will try again on the 50-yard line. We have 5:13 left to go in the first half. That's really, I think Drew Hughes was in there, and a couple other guys were all in there, and they just got a tip on it, and they got it away.
Well, they obviously only got like a corner of it, and probably by changing the spin of the ball, that's what got them all the yardage.
Okay, single back Lawson. One step, Cook pumps and goes. He tries to get French some room, and it's almost intercepted.
Yeah, again, Jason is not reading the coverage. I mean, that's a double coverage, and they're right there. The last time Ben did haul one in, and it was a little better throw than that, but you've got to have other options off that play. And I know with him, with his knee hurt, running isn't one of them probably.
That looked like a timing pattern. It was a pump and throw, and I think French was just supposed to be out there, and it wasn't good coverage. 2nd down, Riots tried to break a big one.
Now, Biddeford, I think, is going to be watching out for the big play. From what I've seen so far, we're getting off some of the little stuff, but not the big stuff.
T formation, they give it to Lawson coming around the end, who doesn't find anything, but still, he's still up. And he gets about 3 yards.
Yeah, again, some good hard running there, as you saw. If he had some footing, he probably would have got any more.
3rd down and about 7. Sexton comes in for Upton.
We haven't seen him go to Sexton yet, although, like I said, Foster's been open a couple times. Roediger, I see him open once. Again, I think we're seeing Jason Cook a little concerned about his injury, just not quite on his stuff today. not seeing, I don't think, the coverage or not even seeing the pass routes. Plus, it's a cold day. It's hard to grip the ball on a day like this, so you're going to throw some away.
Will be the single back twins over to the left here. French and Sexton look like they're going to make something here. And that's going to be delay a game, maybe? Yes, delay a game.
Yeah, the way Biddeford's clapping over there, I knew it was against us. How many? We've had quite a few of those this year, and this late in the season, I don't like to see that.
Well, when you get new people in there like Sexton, Sexton came in, there's a couple other, substitutions. It's tough to get the play going quick.
Well, that brings us back now to, what are we going to have, 11?
Should be second down, isn't it? No, maybe. No, it's third down.
Third and 11.
Third and
12.
Yeah, third and 12. Big play for the Riots. They seem to always come up with something on third down, but it could be tough this time.
Look for one of the slants, and this time probably go away from French. They've really covered Ben French very well so far.
Okay, we're going to have the T formation. Cook gives it to Lawson over the left, and he's got a little room.
Boy.
He's up for 5 yards, 7 yards. He's still up, and this could be about 2 yards away from the first down.
I'll tell you what, and it might even make Coach Wolfram think, no, it looks like he's sending in the kicking team.
Not even for a second. He's not. He doesn't want Biddeford to get any field position. Lawson got a good 10 yards on that one.
You know something? We played Portland too, and we did a lot of pitch outs. I haven't seen us do any since. We wait until we meet Portland again or what? That's what we gained all our big yardage off, pitching out to Lawson.
I believe that was because of the defense. You just have different defenses, and
this is true.
You use different techniques. Blackwood gets it away, high kick. Oh, no flag. Ooh. Blackwood got creamed in the backfield, and they're not going to call anything.
If you don't touch the ball, you're supposed to get the flag, and that is not a good call at all.
So Biddeford back deep again as usual. They're going to be back about the 10-yard line. Riots have them in the 10 again.
Well, again, Ben, a much better kicker, even into the wind, than the Biddeford kicker, and even though he was rushed pretty good that time, he did get off a nice kick. One thing about Ben is short legs, but a lot of power in him, so it doesn't take a lot of time to get off a good kick from him.
First and 10. I believe that's the wishbone. I can't see. Yep, 3 back. They give it the first one, who stopped for a 5-yard gain. They ran through him that time.
Yeah, again, Rule on the run. He's a bruising back. All you can do is give him just a little bit of room, and he can push people back himself. Remember, we talk a little bit about tackling techniques and such like that, but when a big, strong back comes through and he stays low, the best technique is to get him around the waist and slide down and lock the legs up. It's kind of hard to get him around the waist when he's got a big set of shoulders looking you right in the face.
Okay, second down and about probably 3. Right, let's try and find a spark here. We got the wishbone again. Goslin, long snap count, fumbles the ball, and we're going to see what happens here.
Well, they're going to lose yardage on it too, Brett, because it went back quite a bit. Let's see if Biddeford made the recovery. Looks like they did.
Big mistake there. That could be ugly. I mean, Biddeford looked like they had a little momentum, and now they just get shot back for third down and 7 now. That's going to hurt. That's going to hurt the Biddeford coaches.
Well, again, as I said, sometimes in a team with a school with a strong tradition, a little luck prevails, and this time it was South Portland's good luck.
Looks like we got the small group coming in there. The tiny men come in. They got split out both sides. Looks like a pass. Goslin up on the center, who rolls left, tries to find some room, scrambles, knocked out of bounds.
Yeah, and he's going to be well short of the first down as they strung that out very well. Dan Roediger again really pushed him and made him swing out real wide on that one, knowing the sideline was right there and Drew Hughes right there to push him out.
So 3 and out. This has been pretty standard. We're not seeing anything different. Riots kick in. Biddeford can't drive out, kick out.
Again, they've been lucky on that last kick, especially Brett. Again, I wouldn't be surprised to see a fake here.
Not that close.
Minute 44 seconds left to go.
Minute 44. You never know, but that's too close to the territory. Looks like they're coming again. Low snap, trying to get in. Nobody there. Nice kick.
Sexton's got room.
Sexton fields it, tries to get outside. Does get by one man. He's got the wall over there. Finally brought down at about the 30-yard line there.
Jimmy O'Neill doing a nice job as he come back, set himself up, made one block, but there was another Biddeford player right behind him that made the tackle.
Looked like they came in there and had punt block on, but they definitely got a nice little wall out there.
Okay, South Poland with a shot at 1 minute and 34 seconds to see if they can put some points on the board.
They definitely needed here. 1st and 10 on the 35.
Again, Cook not on target, but you don't go away from him. If you need a pass, he's done a great job all year long. He's going to come through for you. You know it.
Right, it's in the tee, Upton in motion. He's going to be out there with French. They give it to Lawson of the shoot, but nothing there.
Yeah, a little misdirection there as they made it look like they was going to do a sweep, and just made a quick handoff to Timmy as he come through. Again, Biddeford defending that inside very well. As is South Poland, really. We haven't had too much trouble with their inside running game. It's just been a couple of slants off the tackles, off the guards a little bit.
Biddeford doing an excellent job stopping the run today.
Again, and Jason's not having, like I said, one of his best halves. Okay, just not on target here today. If the pass gets working, then Biddeford could be in deep trouble. But that goes both ways. Okay, we got a timeout going here.
Counting it up here, and it looks like Lawson's up around the 60, 65 yards.
Well, I'll tell you, that's 60 tough yards.
And yeah, he's got 18 carries, so that's a hard average right there. You know, he's got a couple 10s. All I see is 2 10s there for the big runs.
Yeah. Well, again, Biddeford doing a good job. We didn't expect anything less. You know, like I said, they're back to full strength, getting some of their players back here at the end of the season, getting them ready for the playoff season. And this is a new season, like you said. It's kind of like the regular season, just a primer for the playoffs. So.
It really is, and I believe that Coach Wolfgram has the same mentality that, you know, this is the second season, and this is a season that counts.
Oh, yeah, because you don't get a second chance to play next week if you lose here.
Winner goes home. I mean, loser goes home and watches the winner next week. Okay, so Sexton's going to roll out, and we're going to have Twins over the right. Sexton has got some room. He's trying to get out. He catches it, and it's in for a touchdown! Woo!
I'll tell you, again, excellent concentration by Ben Sexton as he went out for that pass, and Biddeford defense all over him.
Riots finally put some points on the board, and everybody's excited down there. That was a huge play.
I'll tell you what, and you saw a good throw there into the wind. The ball did hang just a little bit, but Sexton, with that good concentration, hauls it in.
That was really too bad. That was I don't think Sexton beat his man at all. I think the man beat himself on that one. He looked back and didn't see the ball, and then went back towards Sexton, and Sexton just made a nice catch in the traffic.
Well, again, both of them were pretty busy pushing each other a little bit, so.
Okay, snap is down, and kick is up. It is.
Should be through.
Good. Can't tell from here, but it's good.
And it takes them a long time sometimes, don't it, to make the call.
Right. Nice little start here. They're going to have 7-0 finally with 1 minute left to go in the first half.
Again, we said if our passing game can get on track, and that time you saw a good pass, good defense there. Again, it was just a matter of timing. The defensive player looked back at the wrong time, and Sexton able to drag the ball in.
Right, it's looking a little up now. They know that they finally have broken the seal, as you drinkers know what that means.
I'll tell you what, Jason Cook, right then, not having a good game, needed a big catch like that from one of his players and got it. Frenchie did it early on as he caught a nice pass in the same situation, and this time Sexton got him 7 points for it.
Yep. That's only the third complete pass for the Riots. They got 2 35-yarders. That was a 35-yard touchdown pass.
Well, I'll tell you that you'll see Sexton. I love to see him when he finally gets the ball in a position to run, because he is a pretty good-sized kid and a good runner. And that time, one man wasn't going to bring him down. And they're
going to have 1 minute. Biddeford Tigers are going to have 1 minute to try to do something here, and then the Riots will get the ball back second half. Squib kick hits the defender. That's what I thought we wouldn't see. That's going to give him half decent field position.
Well, again, all year long you and I have discussed this back and forth, and I don't like the squib kick because it gives too good a field position. The long kick sometimes can set up the big return and hurt you, but not very often, and I would have liked to seen that one stay a little bit.
1st and 10 on the, looks like about the 42.
And definitely good position for the Biddeford Tigers, who are a big play team.
Tigers going to try to get something here. They got people on both sides. Single back. 3-step drop. Oh, tipped, and tipped by Ryan, I believe.
Yeah, Kevin Ryan definitely got a hand on that. You could see the course of the ball altered a little bit as he put his hand up.
Ball looks a little muddy down there. Like you said, the turf seems to be tearing up a little bit.
Well, not only that, but when you get the wind blowing and it's a cool day, that's what's causing the problems with these quarterbacks holding onto the ball and making their throws, is that ball's muddy, dry, slippery, very hard to hold on to.
Okay, we're going to have second down and 10. Geez, the right, stop him here. We might get a chance to have the ball back. We got twins over to the left. We got single back. Riots look like they might be coming. Oh, he throws it, a short little dump pass. He's got 10, a little more. He's still going. Finally knocked out of bounds at the 35.
Yeah, Jimmy O'Neill, one of the last lines of defense, and just a little sloppy there on the sidelines of tackling. It looked like they tried to just push him out of bounds, and rather than wrap him right up and drag him out.
Riot's going to take a defensive timeout here. We got to... Coach Wolfgren's probably thinking we got to stop these guys, make sure they don't score before the half.
Well, exactly. With only, what are they on? Like the 4-yard line?
35.
Yeah. And that's within easy striking distance. I mean, we just scored a 35-yarder on one play.
Interesting. Does Biddeford Tigers have a pretty good field goal team unit?
Actually, Choi is an excellent kicker. And with the wind behind his back, I wouldn't be surprised if they can get, I'd say, another 10 yards in closer.
It might be
with no
option,
time left. Yeah, that's right. With no time left, I think he'd just go for it just to try to get something up on the board.
Yep.
Of course, we're getting excellent penetration with Rio in the middle, stuff like that, and that's where it's hard to kick a field goal.
Mm-hmm.
You see the scanning now of the crowd, as we talked earlier about it, is Bev is just scanning out around, and you see there's sometimes two deep standing along the outside of the field there.
Okay, we're ready for some football now.
And Biddeford back up there. Let's see what happens.
39 seconds left to go. Biddeford has a two-back. Goslin takes a step, looks, throws, nice. Oh, tipped by Kierstead.
Yeah, Robbie Kierstead getting his hand up there as South Poland defense pulling out all the stops. Again, I'm watching our ends. The ground is very slippery. They are not charging real hard, allowing Goslin to get out around the outside of him. But it is giving him time to stop and look downfield.
Yep. But a nice defense, nice pass defense by our two fullbacks. Excuse me, our two linebackers. Fullbacks.
Well, they are two in a way. You know.
Second down and about 10, still on the 35-yard line. We got people on both sides. And another three-step drop. They're going to go deep this time, but O'Neill is there and almost intercepts it.
Jimmy, again, excellent coverage that time. And unlike what we saw against Sanford, Jimmy behind the receivers on that play. This time he got out ahead of the receiver.
Jim got tripped.
Well, we had bad footing last week, too. I mean, there's no doubt that has something to do with it, but it's important that you keep the long play short. You always get out beyond your receiver, and especially if a receiver's taller than you. You don't want to let him get that advantage with his height and be out ahead of you a little bit.
Third down and 10. The Biddeford Tigers looking for something big here on the pass. There's 31 seconds left to go. Single back, straight up the chute. Nope. In the middle, and Ben Beck almost actually gets knocked away by the
I'll tell you what, that time we almost saw Perry haul one in because Sexton did the same thing that happened against his defensive man down there. Looked back just at the wrong time, and the ball went right by his hands.
Yep, you're right. And Ben Beck was there if it hadn't been touched, but it was. He was knocked down by the receiver.
Again, Goslin having just the same kind of trouble. Again, he's getting time to throw, but the South Poland defense is making him stay at least in the pocket where he's controlled.
Okay, we get a double back here. Twins over the right. Fourth down and 10. Goslin rolls out to his right. Oh, Hughes is there. They throw it back, screen pass, but nicely brought down by Ben Blackwood.
They're going to call that no reception as Ben hit him almost at the same time he grabbed the ball and knocked it out of his hand. Ben Blackwood with a great defensive play, and South Poland holds him.
So Riots distinguish the fire there and hold off for first and 10 for their own.
Well, no doubt Biddeford's moved the ball probably a little better than most teams, although Poland had one real long sustained drive, which Jimmy O'Neill's interception stopped. But Biddeford, we're seeing a much better team than we've seen of the other teams we've played.
So it looks like we got an I formation here. Looks like we'll probably just run this one out. We got 22 seconds left. I don't see much other than, we're just going to take this into the first half. Riots know they have the ball in the beginning of the next half, and that's going to do it for the first half.
Yeah, good idea there. You don't want to really give them anything by maybe throwing a pass, and they intercept it, and give them a little something to turn around the second half. So.
Right. So,
all right.
We'll see you back here second half for the Red Riots football.
The band isn't going out to play, huh? No?
Whee!
Are they? Yeah, they are.
This game Riots are leading. Both teams look pretty excited here for the second half. This could be a good one.
Well, I'll tell you what, we were talking here at halftime a little bit. South Poland really, nobody's dominating out here, but South Poland, if they can get their passing, if Jason Cook can hit some of them short passes just a little more consistently, South Poland could walk away from this a little bit. If they have to grind it out against this tough Biddeford defense, it's going to be a long afternoon for both teams.
I've got some actual numbers here. Lawson unofficially has 61 yards, which is not his average by any means. 61 yards for 18 carries. That's still, like you said, a little over 3 yards a carry, but still, that's Lawson's usually, I think his average up around 10 yards a carry.
I'll tell you, he usually does have a better average than that, and I would say probably for the season, he's probably got over a 5 or 6 yard per carry average.
Oh, easily. And, yep, completions, we've got 3 for 9. But if you look at them, 2 of them are big ones, for 35 yards and a 33 yard. Obviously, the 35 yard being the touchdown.
Exactly. He had that one short pass early, and then the big pass to Ben French, but they didn't score after that. And then, of course, Sexton hauling in that great 35-yard touchdown pass to put South Poland up 7-0.
And the Red Riots really not doing anything other than that. We're seeing Lawson touch the ball in 9 passes, and that's all we're seeing. Fawcett's ran once, but it's for no yardage.
Well, Andrew, again, his main job is to run in that middle, and that's where Biddeford's been their toughest, so this will be a tough day for him. You need to get out, I think, a little bit outside the guards, or at least outside, maybe even outside the tackles to get any big yardage off this Biddeford team, but that's only if you can get out past the initial contact, because they're very quick.
Yeah.
Okay, we also, just for everybody's benefit, 22-0, Portland's leading Marshwood.
Portland look like they're going to just basically run over Marshwood, get a little revenge.
I'll tell you, like you said earlier, they're mad.
Yep.
And losing them first to Marshwood by 1 and then being drubbed by us 41-0 the week before last.
Yeah.
So Portland leading Marshwood 22-0 last we heard, and not only that, but Marshwood only has 1 first down in the first half.
This is very unusual. What's going on here? Why are we kicking off?
Well, again, we didn't receive, I thought. Did we?
We did, but I think Coach Wolfgram going with an unusual play here, trying to put Biddeford, giving Biddeford the ball and saying they're going to put him back deep with the wind at their back. I don't know. This could be a very interesting call by Wolfgram, giving Biddeford the ball early. Blackwood's going to kick it away. It's up. It's a kick down to about the 12-yard line. 5 takes it. He's up around the 20, finally brought down about the 25.
I'll tell you, that was Oliver. A great play by Rick Oliver as he just swung an arm out there in front of him and knocked him down.
I think Wolfgram has confidence in his defense. He just wants a carbon copy of the first half, I believe. You know, get Biddeford deep in their end zone, stop them for 3 downs, and then have them kick back to us, get us better field position.
Well, not only that, but let's think about a carbon copy of the first half. We win the game 14-0.
We'll take that.
We would take
First
that.
and 10, Biddeford takes over on the 26-yard line. We got the wishbone formation. Goslin, long snap, gives it up. First player, fullback's got about 3 yards.
That's Rule, and a lot of people all over him for South Portland as they finally bring him down. He's a tough one to bring down.
Second down and about 5. Looks like they gained 5 on that.
Stop by Ben Sexton, Rob Kirsten.
I don't know. That's an interesting call. I don't know if Wolfgram doesn't have, faith in his offense, or he just has too much faith in his defense.
Well, actually, it could also be a reward for the defense. Maybe he's thinking that. You guys played so well the first half, I'm going to let you have your first shot at him in the second half.
Wishbone again. Give it to the left one this time. Who O'Neill misses the tackle by O'Neill. Finally brought down by Kierstead by his shoelace.
I'll tell you, you don't want to let them get off big running plays like that. That's where one of their trademarks is they start marching against you, then they get the big play here and there, and that's what keeps them fired up.
All right, Riot's trying to gut check here. They got to stop in 2 plays. They've gained like 20 yards. It's going to be first down and about, first down and 10, and it's going to be on the 45-yard line.
Talked earlier about the Marshwood game, folks. Don't ever count Marshwood out. They've had to come back big in the last 2 games they've played, so they do have comeback ability.
Single back. Goslin gives it up. No, keeps it 1 step. He's got somebody in the flat. 25, finally brought down by Ben Beck.
Yeah, Drapo getting out there quickly, and I think they looked or talked a little bit about what was going on in the first half, and they decided if they can get some of them quick short outs like that, that they could start marching the ball down the field, and they're going right at it right now.
Tigers first time over the midline. They're at the Riots 49-yard line, and that could be interesting.
One of the benefits, I think, of having a smart defensive team is that South Poland can make adjustments. They'll see some things that Biddeford will try. They'll make the adjustments, and you could, like I said, bend, don't break is always the...
Two back. We're going to have a man in motion. They're going to give us number 25. That's going to be offsides against Biddeford.
Against Biddeford. They moved too early, the whole left side of the front line.
That could be a big pin in the old balloon.
But I'll tell you, right now, South Poland needed something to get them back into the game here a little bit, as they've come out just a little bit flat. That's to be expected. Again, any time you go in, even a tough game, even though it's close, you're still ahead when you go into halftime. Yeah. And you kind of start thinking, hey, invincible, nothing they can do to, and then Biddeford comes out fired up like this, and you got to start sucking it up a little bit.
Second down and about 9. Biddeford comes in the wishbone. Got a man split out left. Gosling gives it to number 3, who tries to find a little room, and gets about a yard or two.
Again, Drew Hughes wraps him up around the legs. Ben Beck coming in to give him a hand. And Chadbourne actually laying on the ball down there. I think he took it away from him in the pile, but no fumble.
It's going to be 3rd down and 8, maybe 7, 6.
So, again, South Poland starting to show a little of that toughness again. And that last play is they just didn't give up too much ground. This is a big play here for Biddeford, though. If they're going to get something sustained, they'd like to get it going early in the half.
Biddeford put in their speed unit. Motion, nope, option over to the left, who brought down, doesn't get it, gets up about the 50-yard line.
All right, he's going to be short. Dan Roediger is the one that read that well. He come over from his end position and made the initial contact on Gosselin as he cut up the line.
Okay, so the first time over the 50-yard line, Biddeford Tigers finally kicking into the South Portland territory.
Again, this is a big advantage for them. They really had a tough time, especially with the punting. Although the last one he kicked wasn't too bad.
This is where, if any place, I would see a fake by Biddeford. They need some big plays here to get back into it. Gosling is the man right there. Nope, high snap. Looks like they're going to kick this one away. And it's a nice kick. And signals a fair catch, and French catches it at about the 25-yard line.
Again, that time Biddeford, good coverage, a good high kick. Again, not real long, but decent for high school.
Yep. So the Riots will take over, finally stop a little threat by the Biddeford Tigers, and they'll take over 1st and 10 on the 25.
Well, the defense, I'll tell you, probably a little bit mentally tired right now. A lot has fallen on them, especially in a game like this where Biddeford's defense is playing so well, and your offense isn't putting you way out in front like they usually do.
Like usual.
So a little mental tiredness down there. It's good to see the offense get the ball for a few minutes.
Okay, Cook's got I formation. Gives it up to Lawson over the left. Nothing usual. Breaks out to the left. Stiff arms. He's got 5. Finally brought down for a 7-yard gain.
I'll tell you what, number 80 out there, that's Nate Gagne. Good tackle on him. He grabbed him by the collar of the shoulder pads and just hang on. Finally was able to pull him down.
They're going to give him a spot. Second down and about 8. Second down and about 2. Excuse me. Gained 8 on that.
You'd like to see South Poland's offense. That's what they've got to do. They've got to put up them 2nd and 4s and 2nd and 3s, 2nd and 2s. That's important. That's how you get your offense moving down the field.
Yep.
Can't leave them down there 3rd and 8, 3rd and 10 all the time.
Okay, we got I looking for a little razzle, I believe. Nope. Stop dead.
Whoa.
Lawson lost a yard on that.
Yeah, number 70, really a lot of penetration there. Jonathan Livermore, as he just got in and made a big hit on Timmy Lawson.
And Livermore looks hurt.
Of course.
He might have strained something on that.
He just went shoulder first into a brick wall.
Yep.
Into the rhino.
Beck comes out. 3rd down and 3.
Well, could see a little bit of a pass and play here too. Again, we got a lot of confidence in our run, but this is a good short pass play here.
I believe they're going to exploit the weakness of number 70 there, straight up over the right. Lawson's got a little room. Ooh, crunched, but looks like he stumbled for the 1st down.
He's right on the line there, and the
they're going to give him it.
Line marker is beyond that, is before it, so.
Nice play. That's a big play by the Red Riots. They finally get up to about the 35-yard line.
I don't know if you was noticing. Drew Hughes looks over at the flagman and says, "Move it down."
Yep. Riots, obviously no chance sitting back on this 7-0 lead. They're trying to get their lead up a little bit higher than that.
Oh, they definitely do. You can't take a 7-0 lead in the game against Biddeford and feel good.
1st and 10. Lawson's over the left. Breaks the first tackle. Gets about a yard.
I'll tell you what, Biddeford is so quick on defense. They have at least 3 and 4 people around the runner every single time he goes. And that Timmy, doesn't matter if it's Timmy, whoever. and really do a nice job. One submarines them at the feet, the other one goes for the shoulders. They do a great job tackling.
They gave him about 2 on that for yardage. Riot's line looking a little weary here. They have been playing some tough on defense.
Well, the kind of footing you got down there are really, really tough to move in, and it really takes a lot out of saps your energy a lot.
Number 70 has not come back in. Riots haven't really looked at it much. They give it up to Fawcett this time, who gets about a yard.
Yeah, it grabbed right at the line of scrimmage. Again, South Poland's offensive front line is not able really to get the holes into this Biddeford line as consistently as they have during the season against other teams.
They're going to give him 3 yards on that, so Fawcett is now up to average with 2 carries of 1.5 carries a yard. 1.5 yards a carry.
Again, Andrew, that's a tough spot. Biddeford very, very tough in the middle, and that's usually where he goes for. So
Wolfgram not doing much else other than Lawson. He's just going to stay with him. 3rd down and 5. Again, another 3rd down situation. Same play. Lawson breaks outside, trying to find a little room. And he could be close to the 1st down.
Yeah, a lot of it will be the spot, and looks like they're putting the ball just outside the 45-yard line, which would be a 1st down.
Jeez, Riot's getting another 1st down by the hairs of their chin, and it looks like they might get up to about the 45, so they could have it.
It's going to be a measurement here. Very, very close, and again, I'm watching the official's feet down there, and he was straddling the line. A lot of it depended. If he put it right between his feet, then it's going to be very close. Had he stood it just to the outside of the 45, it would have been a 1st down for sure. This would be 3rd down? Oh, they haven't changed the marker.
This will be
should be 4th. Okay.
Down, but,
and I think if we don't make it here, we might even go for it.
Yeah, this could be.
Unfortunately, when you have a Jason Cook injured, a couple of the kids not happy with what they're seeing down there.
Nope, they're going to give it to us.
Inches.
Looks like it
looks like one link of the chain.
Riot's going to stay in there. They're going to go for this one. This is could be a big play for the Biddeford Tigers. Looks like, I mean, all you got to do is basically jump over. This could be an easy quarterback sneak. They only got about 2 inches.
I'll see. Probably, and I've never had a chance to coach here, I would be calling the same play we just ran a minute ago. We haven't gone for less than 2 yards, 3 yards with that play yet.
I don't think you're going to do much else other than, look, they're going to go quick snap right here. Oh, no, they're punting. He's going to punt this one. Wolfgram not opting for anything, and they're trying to punt this off pretty quick. So Fawcett snaps a little low. He punts it away. Short kick. Gets by 1, but crushed by the rest.
Yeah, that's Sean Upton in there, along with number 8. Chadburn, I see coming out of the thing. Hey, Jason Cook. Jason was in on that tackle.
They what they did is they kept that's called the quick punt unit.
Yeah.
They kept the starters in there and just tried to get the punt away before Biddeford could do it, but the officials didn't help much, and waited until the chains were all the way down. I don't know. I don't like that call. Even though it's Mr. Wolfgram, that's come on.
Yeah, you and I aren't happy. I'd have gone for it.
This is Biddeford. 1st and 10, man in motion, number 5, a little misdirection.
Rule.
45's got about 10 yards. No, a little less than that, 9. Brought down nicely by Sexton.
Yeah, great tackle by Ben Sexton. Going up against a man a lot heavier than him. He put a shoulder on him really well and hit him low and just drove him right into the dirt.
They get 8 on that. Right, Biddeford just seems to be rolling right now. They were stopped nicely by the Riots, but they definitely have a little spark under their butt.
Well, what the Riots have got to do, they got to keep stopping here, because eventually that fatigue in the offensive line is going to hit Biddeford too, and they're going to start slowing down. Right now, they're taking advantage of a fresh spurt.
We got a 1 back pitch out to the left. Looks like he's got some room. He breaks it up. Ben Beck brings him down, and that's going to be a flag. Could be holding.
Yeah, Ben French did a nice job coming up there as he hit him, really put the big stop on him. Got a little help.
Ben Beck went in flying there. That was dangerous. He just kind of dove and grabbed him and put his shoulder in. That's clipping, and that's going to send him back. Hurt. Another pin in the big balloon.
Well, I'll tell you what, Biddeford not helping themselves here with some big penalties.
Nope.
And South Poland liking it because it's helping them keep that defensive stance there and hold them, not let them get up the field too far.
Biddeford coaching staff, just all of them, all 20 of them are all mad.
Well, I'm looking over there, and there's probably 60, 65 kids on the sidelines with them, and there's 1 coach for every 2 kids.
Yeah.
Just about.
They believe, you know.
Ooh, I'll tell you, big penalty, 15 yards, marches him back.
Second down still, but this is a nicer second down than what we've seen. That's 10 yards back, second down and 12. Same formation as we just saw, other side. One back, no motion, nobody there. Caught and drove out of bounds by Kirsten.
Well, the official right there, I thought the kid was standing out of bounds when he caught the ball. Looked like 1 foot out, but he says no, so good pickup. Rich Rio had his hand all over Goslin when he was trying to get the ball off. That was just a luck play there.
That's unbelievable sportsmanship. I know you didn't see that on the screen, but Rich Rio just tackled Goslin, and he got up and helped Goslin up and then slapped him 5 and said that was a nice pass.
Yeah, it was. It was a good play.
And we usually don't see Biddeford and South Portland. You usually don't see that kind of sportsmanship, but that's always nice to see.
Well, a lot of respect, I think, for the programs, but yeah, you're right. The kids usually like to stay fired up and mad at each other. Yep. You know, that's how you keep your edge.
Third down and 5. Riot's got help with from that penalty. We got twins over the right. Goslin rolling out to his right, looking back. Oh, intercepted by Sexton. One man to beat, stiff arms him. He's still got about 10 more yards. He couldn't get in there. He dives. Oh, he's knocked out of bounds. They're gonna spot it.
I can't believe it. His whole body went over the pylon.
Wow.
His whole body went over the pylon. He was definitely in the end zone.
And that is what a safety does.
Ha, what a play by Ben Sexton.
He watched the eyes of Goslin and saw that he was going to do that little pump fake there in the middle, and he just keyed on it and went, grabbed it, got himself almost a touchdown.
Well, I like to talk about Sexton getting an opportunity to run with the ball when he gets a chance, and you just saw it then, some great running as he was actually stopped a couple times and ended up picking up his speed, and he got what I thought should have been a touchdown, Brett.
Yep. So Cook has got the I formation, gives it to Lawson, who gets in there.
Timmy Lawson goes over from the 1-inch line. That won't help his stats a lot, you know.
You got to give, I don't know, you got to give, I'm giving that to Sexton all the way.
Yes, sir, I agree.
I think they should give 6 points to him.
When he dove across that pylon, his whole body was laying on the, hitting the pylon when he went across. His body had to have been in the end zone.
Yeah, I think it's the ball that has to go across the pylon, but yeah, that's definitely a close call for the, I didn't see it. The official was running, you know, how can the official see that?
Yeah, not a good call.
But still, we get that touchdown, and Riots looks like they're going to go for 1 here as usual.
Well, I think this is important. You want to keep this going. Hopefully Ben hits this kick, and you've got a full 2-touchdown lead.
Low snap. That could be ugly.
It's gone.
But it's through.
It did go through. All right. Can't tell from here.
One of the most ugly kicks I've seen in a while.
He's getting some high fives down there, saying, hey, even ugly I can make it, guys.
So Sexton intercepts and puts a big old straw on the Camel's back, and that could be close to breaking it.
Well, we hit on it earlier, Brett. You and I were talking. A big play was going to really help make the determination of this game, whether it was offense or defense, and this time it was a defensive play.
Riots are now ready. This is the floodgates.
Player of the game so far has got to be Ben Sexton.
Yeah, that's
interception for a touchdown, what I think, and a reception for a touchdown. He's helping us put the points up.
3:49 left to go. Riots leading 14-0. Definitely having a little closer game than usual, but this is a nice one.
Well, I'll tell you what, we are breathing a little easier because a 14-0 cushion is a little better, but you don't count Biddeford out on nothing.
Nope, that's only 2 touchdowns.
You bet. Biddeford, a big play team, too. They can hurt you in a flash sometimes.
Riot's getting a chance to kick off into the wind again, putting the Biddeford Tigers way back. He boots it up, and it looks like it's going to get down to about the 10-yard line.
Good run back here.
Getting ahead of steam. He's got plenty of room. Finally brought down. Oh, still up. Gets out to the 50. Jeez.
Well, I'll tell you what, guys, you can't loosen up on your tackles. Jimmy O'Neill hit him solidly once, but never wrapped his arms around him. Just thought he was going to knock him down, and the kid kept his feet, and 3 or 4 other tackles just didn't wrap him up.
Biddeford answers a little and gets up to the 50-yard line. This could show that the Biddeford is not down and not out.
I'll tell you right now, you have such a mental part of the game in a game like this. You really got to be sharp all the time. Again, on a run back like that, you've got to wrap that guy up every chance you get. You just can't think you're going to knock him flat because you're all pumped up. Yep.
So we got a double back for the Biddeford Tigers, 1st and 10. Man in motion. Goslin pitches out to the right. Looks like he's trying to find a little room, but brought down nicely by 3 Riots.
Yeah, I'll tell you, they strung that out well good, but that was Kirsten who put a shoulder on him and really drove him right into his Biddeford buddies over there. Matter of fact, just it almost took out 2 or 3 of the coaches there. So they got to spread out a little bit. One bomb and get the whole bunch of them. You know what I mean?
You know it. Second down, and they lost, looked like 1 on that. So second down and 11.
Great South Poland defense going up another great Biddeford defense. Right now, the offenses are the ones that are struggling.
3-step drop, looking. Goslin's got somebody in the middle, but Sexton finally brings him down.
I'll tell you what, Ben hit him well, had him caught, but he was able to get his foot down a little bit and tried to spin away, and Ben just hung on until he got some help.
This is definitely a game of third downs. It's going to be third down in about 3, and there hasn't been too many series where we haven't seen a third down, first and 10. It's always gone 3, and for both teams, and either you miss it or you get it.
Again, that's a tribute to the defenses and really a tribute to 2 strong offenses that are coming right at you almost the whole game.
Okay, we got the wishbone. They give it to, no, he keeps it. Goslin looking. He throws a blooper up, caught, and brought down to the 35.
Again, I talked about the coverage there, and Ben Beck was about 3 feet behind the receiver, and that was nothing but just a lob pass. All he had to do was be up there where he belongs. He could have knocked it away.
Big play by the Biddeford Tigers, and number 9 is limping off the field. We don't have a name for him because of the defense, because of the roster.
Your receivers now, and again, you don't want to get the impression that we're just picking on our secondary. The receivers have the advantage on field like this.
Yep.
They can make the minor adjustments they need to get to their spot where defense can't. The defense has to be real sharp. You've got to really anticipate a lot.
Man split out both sides. Goslin's rolling out to his right. Ooh, it looks like a clip, but
no flag.
No flag. Goslin's going to take it and brought down nicely by Drew Hughes, which wraps him up.
I'll tell you what, the flag should have been blown there, and Drew Hughes made Goslin pay for the fact that no flag got thrown. Well, again, Biddeford, they're not going to lay down and die, and I don't want them to. We have really had some slow second halves all season long, and as a football fan, I like the fact that there's a lot of excitement still in this game. We're under 2 minutes now in the third quarter, so should be changing fields here in a minute. South Poland hoping to stop Biddeford here.
Biddeford's just, this is their, even though we've scored, they've been offensively in this game more than South Poland has. 3-step drop, looking, pass over the right. 25, who's brought down for about a 7-yard gain.
Okay, you're letting your receivers catch the ball in front of you a little bit, but I like this defense a little better. It's going to prevent the big play, I think. You've got to lay off just a little bit so they don't get beyond you, which is where they can score that quick touchdown.
I think probably Wolfgram actually taught that into him this week and knows that Biddeford's a big play team and said, hey, we'll take the slants, give them the slants for 5 yards. We'll take that.
Yes, that's exactly right. You got to something. You don't want to really give it up, but you want to make sure you play those passes soft and not the long bombs.
So it's going to be third down in about 3. This is the 4-down territory. They're in the wishbone.
Impressive drive by Biddeford here.
Yep. Goslin under center, gives it to the number 3. No, rolls out to his left. He's going to keep it. Oh, French is out there and crushes him.
Ben French with a big play, and a flag just got thrown in there. I think they're looking at him for Chadburn for piling on, maybe. This could be a big play again, big call against South Poland. No.
No, wait, we'll see what we got here.
Oh, is he walking backwards or forward here? Oh, now he's going forwards.
They're giving him an excellent spot.
Yep, unsportsmanlike conduct. I'm thinking probably this was a second hit against Chadburn. I see him really go in there head first right afterwards. They're probably going to make the call on him. One thing I like about high school, they don't really point the guy out like in the pros where they call your number off.
And then the big camera gets a nice shot of you.
It's just standing going, I didn't.
Okay, so it's going to be first down for the Biddeford Tigers.
Too bad, because it negates a huge play by Ben French on defense, who put a big stop there on Biddeford and would have prevented the first down.
Yeah. So Biddeford Tigers get a big play here, and they're going to have first down in 10 on about the 12-yard line.
Those are aggressive penalties, Brett, too. Chadburn wasn't diving into somebody to hurt him. He's in pursuit. He makes, he just continues on his motion, making sure the guy's down. Unfortunately, you do have to start thinking a little bit. When you see the guy go down, he hits the ground. You got to stay away from him if you can.
Okay, this is the gut zone. They're within the 20. This could be big.
Yeah.
Goslin, and they got the wishbone formation. They give it to number 21, who's got plenty of room. Gets up to about the 5.
Again, I'm seeing the defense that's having a lot of trouble setting their feet and making adjustments down there. And so the tackling is not looking real good. Oops, who's this limping? That's Sexton.
Sexton coming out. Looks like he can't walk on it.
Yeah, it looks like he's turned an ankle or something. It doesn't look like he can put any pressure on. He's trying to get out the field quickly as they'll send in Upton.
Sexton doesn't look like he's in too much agony though. He's trying to get the fans going.
Yeah, he might have a cramp down there, or maybe just got a Charlie horse or something. Hopefully, we'll hope this isn't serious. He's had a big game for us today so far.
So that's the end of the third quarter. We got 14-0 Red Riots, but the Biddeford Tigers knocking on the door.
Okay, now Coach Wolfgram's strategy to give them ball with the wind in their face. Now they get the wind at their back and only down by 2 touchdowns. Let's hope this doesn't bite him.
Yep.
You know.
I think that's done and gone though. I think that's over in the minds of everybody. And
oh, there we go. Sexton's up and running again.
Looks like a cramp or just
yep.
Maybe a little twitch. But he looks like he's in fine spirits and ready to play again.
I'll tell you, this is too big a game. You know these guys down there, Red. You've been there yourself. If you can move, you want to be out there.
So we're going to have second down, and it looks like about 3 in the Red Riots. Biddeford Tigers have a chance for a first down. They're going to be on the 5-6 yard line.
Well, this is really a very big defensive stand here for South Portland. Again, you've got the two touchdown cushion, but you don't want to give up the points if you can help it. I don't think coming into this game you were thinking of a shutout. I wouldn't have been, but just the same, you want to try to hold them back here if you can.
Riots offense have to show something here. They haven't played. They've only been on the field no more than a minute or two on third quarter.
Yeah, well, of course, the last dance, they didn't have much of a chance. One play, they were on the 1-inch line. One play, they scored. But you're right. Once they get the ball back, they have got to put some sort of a sustained drive on to keep that ball out of Biddeford's offense.
Okay, the crowd starting to get into it. Double man in the backfield. Goslin sends a man in motion. They give it up the chute. Number 45's got it. He's got the first down.
Yeah, Rule's going to be right up there, very close to the first down, as he was finally brought down by a swarming South Portland defense. Again, a first. Nope, they didn't quite get it right.
Nope, third down.
They're going to say he's about a half a yard short, which is all right with them because they're going to run 2 plays here anyhow. You know, I don't believe they'll go for a field goal if we stop them here.
No, they need some points.
Rule doing really well there off that left side, so South Portland watch for the run on the left side of that line.
Wishbone, and that's going to hurt.
Beautiful.
That is going to hurt.
I'll tell you what, everybody moved on that. There was total confusion.
They were trying for a quick snap, you could tell, but Goslin wasn't even up yet to the center.
I hate to see your line go up and set themselves too early, too. You should kind of stand there casually until your quarterback actually comes up and is standing right behind the center. Then you go down, set yourself. That way you won't have that happen as often.
So we're going to have third down and about 6.
All right, a little bit of breathing room here for the Riot defense, but still they're awful close. They're knocking on the door down there.
And that gives the Riots a chance to stop them for 4.
Okay, Blackwood's going to come out for a little bit of a break here.
Okay.
Rule, no.
Quick. Nothing caught. And
oh, Jimmy O'Neill did a great job as he batted that ball away from the receiver who was wide open at the time.
I think he caught that, actually.
They're calling that a reception. The ball rolled right out of his hands when he hit the ground.
Yeah, I think they caught it, and they're going to call that a first down, so this is going to be first and goal.
Didn't look to me like he had control of it when he went down. Jimmy put an arm on his arm just as he caught the ball, and he went right down on the ground, and the ball was rolling right afterwards.
11-10 left to go in this game, and it's 14-0, but Biddeford Tigers are ready to throw this in. They got a 3-back. And they give it to, crash! Slam that puppy!
I'll tell you what, I've been waiting to see Drew Hughes and Kirsten come up and make a big play, and that time the 2 of them did it.
They definitely, that was a nice stunt play there. They sent 2 people, 2 blockers in front of him. They have 3 backs, sent 2 in front of him. And Drew Hughes and Kirsten were just in there.
Well, Drew with the initial contact, but Kirsten also on the stunt right there, too, is the defensive front line looks a little fired up now. But Biddeford with 3 downs to go.
1 down, 3 to go.
Only 2.5 yards, 3 yards away from the end zone. Watch out for a pitch out or something here, or maybe a pass. They've been getting lucky with them little lob passes.
Same formation, see what happens. Riots giving it a same play. Trying to stretch it out. A lot of Riots there. Oh, nice. Out of bounds. They're going to call him out of bounds at about the 1 yard line.
Yeah, he gained a yard or so on that play, but again, South Portland defense right there to stretch it out, not let him get into the end zone. Boy, I tell you, he's got his foot on the 1 foot line. If that's where they're going to spot the ball.
This is definitely a stonewall defense here, trying to stop him. This is a hard territory to stop 4 downs.
Well, not only that, but South Poland also, well, of course, the time ran out when he went out of bounds, but really the clock's been running all this time, too. So the more plays you make them run, the more time runs off the clock. Okay, goal line stand for the Red Riots, 3rd down.
3rd down and 1. Wishbone. Oh, it looks. Oh, Ben Beck comes in, but could be in there for a touchdown. Nice penetration by Ben Beck.
Well, I'll tell you what, Ben could only hit him from the side, could not get directly in front of him to put a big stop on him, but great attempt.
So the Biddeford Tigers score, and it's 6-14. They loading up the same way South Poland does.
Rich Rio had to take a minute there and lean on his knees a little bit and kind of reflect on what just happened. I think Biddeford will probably go for the 1 point here. May not see a fake, but sometime or other they're going to want that extra point.
Holds down, and it's through.
Good kick as he picked it up. As far as I know, Choi, pretty good kicker, what I've heard all year long, so didn't really expect to see anything else.
So the kick return team is going to come up for the first time here, and the Red Riot offense have got to get something moving here.
Well, this is key now. I see Jason Cook down there flexing his knee and trying to run around a little bit, get warmed up. He knows he's got to drive this team down the field this time. You cannot give Biddeford back the ball too soon. The defense has been on this field, well, most of the second half now.
I'm counting only 6 plays that the offensive team has been in there for the since the second half has started, and we're 2 minutes into the 4th quarter.
And I do see some tired defensive players coming in. As Rio's down there, and he's walking around trying to get his wind a little bit, pacing the sidelines. Ben French and all them, of course, they're going back in on offense, some of them. It's okay. This is a gut check game anyway.
Biddeford Tigers definitely making the game in this one. They cut it to a 7-point lead. It's 14-7, definitely showing that they are not out of this thing.
Well, right now, the interception by Ben Sexton, looming huge.
Riots need something here. They definitely need something. Biddeford definitely has momentum right now. Riots need to show that they can do this.
Well, Biddeford's had the momentum almost the whole second half coming out.
They kick it, Squib kick it down. Kierstead touches it. Fawcett picks it up, and he's up to the 30, and he stops at about the 30-yard line. Still going. Gee.
Yeah, he hasn't stopped yet as he's grinding it out.
Nice. He was in the middle of nowhere.
And Biddeford's trying to call for a fumble there. I think the ball come loose, and the officials are calling. I don't believe that. His forward progress was stopped way before that.
Wow.
That is ridiculous. We've seen some pretty poor officiating here so far today. Well, I should say questionable in our eyes anyway. We're not down there in the field, so we do have to go with what they call. And they're talking about it down there. Let's find out what the call is. But again, his forward progress was stopped well before I saw any ball come out.
Okay, we're gonna...
There's confusion down there. I do not think they've made a call yet.
The initial call was fumble and recovery from Biddeford, but...
Yeah. Well, that was there. That was what we got from the Biddeford players. That's what they want.
Okay, one of them, I believe, was calling the whistle was down. No, it's a fumble.
There it is.
Biddeford will take over.
Now, there's a huge play right there, and that puts the South Poland defense, which already is looking a little weary, right back on the field.
Okay, number 1 defense has to really show their guts now. They've been out there all 3rd quarter.
Well, I'll tell you what, you do have to take a gut check, Brett, and you're going to have games like this. We just haven't had one since Gardner, and now they've got one in their hands, and they're going to have to come up big.
Tigers fired up. Red Riots, this is where you get the big play.
A little confusion out there for Biddeford.
Biddeford losing a little momentum here. Wolf Graham knows enough that this is where they're going to pump and go and try to make a big play.
Yeah, if you can strike quickly here, that's right. You can really put a dent in the emotional lift of the other team.
Yep, pass play. Looking deep as usual. Oh, Goslin's in trouble. He throws finally, dumps in the middle. Jeez, he gets 10 yards.
That's a clip, yes.
Yeah, you got a clip, and that one's going back.
Okay, but again, South Poland relying too much on on mistakes, penalty mistakes here made by Biddeford. Again, plenty of people out there covering the deep pass, with nobody back here within 15 yards for that short pass.
He just had too much time back there. We got an arm on him, but that helps the Riots a little bit.
Now that'll go from the spot of the clip. Will that take him back beyond first down?
a team we're not seeing much right now. We haven't seen all year, actually. Riot's back on their heels, kind of, trying to just stay standing here.
Well, you got to play good games, and they haven't had to face us since Gardner. I mean, it was a 7-7 game all through the game there, which kept you sharp the whole game, and they just haven't had that. And not sure exactly what to do with it right now. Still playing tough ball, though. They're not really giving up a lot of stuff, but Biddeford coming up with them big plays because of a breakdown, like a rollout by Gosselin. Somebody finally got open because we couldn't put him down quick enough.
Okay, we're going to have first down and 7 this time. They lose a
big play, but they still gain 4 yards.
Wishbone, see if they'll try it again. We got men split out, one over on the right. Nope, they give it to the third one, who gets about a yard or two, 25.
The offensive line for Biddeford definitely having the advantage down there right now. They know where they're going. You got a tired defense down there, not really putting a stop and closing the holes up quite quick enough right yet.
Second down and about 4.
Yeah, only a pickup of 2 or 3 yards there. So again, South Poland defense still there. Just need to get out the field for a while, Brett, that's all. They really need to find some way to stop them and get the offense and let the offense try to run some of this clock out for them.
Wishbone, Biddeford coming straight up. Goslin gives it to Perry again, who's got plenty of room, misdirection, he's outside. Finally knocked out of bounds for a 10-yard gain.
Sexton finally over there to ride him out of bounds, but breaking too many tackles, and again, that's part of the fatigue setting in.
Biddeford continues to move the ball with 8:46 left to go.
Need to keep it outside the 5 here, but I think they can make a stand if they can keep the ball outside the 5. Right now, they're just having a tough time, with especially them 7-8 yard plays that are killing them. Biddeford able to get them off when they need them. South Poland needs a couple big defensive plays coming up right here.
First and 10, single back, man in motion, that's number 22. They give it to him up the chute. Oh, and he gets about a yard.
Drew caught him by the legs as he was taken into the air, but Morris right there in the pile helped out grab hold of him too.
Defense continues to be pushed around a little bit here, but they held on that one. It's going to be second down about 9.
Well, again, a lot of the clock coming off here, Brett. Unfortunately, it's a lot of negativity down there for the defense. They're on the field just too long, and they really need some help. They need a big play is what they need.
They do. Single back. Man in motion, same play. Oh, nice penetration.
By Rio.
Rio just broke that play up. There was nothing there.
We said a big play, and boy, there's one of them right there.
That was
Rich
huge.
Rio just
he got there. We didn't even get the handoff off. I'm sorry.
He really didn't. Rich could have probably got the ball.
Yep. Third down, and that's the Red Riot defense we've been seeing all year.
Well, I'll tell you what. You've got some tough players down there. They know what they need to do. And you saw Rich Rio say, okay, I'll make a play here, guys. Now somebody else. We still got to come up and stop this first down.
Third down, Wishbone. Biddeford coming up with good 8 yards every carry. Oh, pass play. Oh, and Ryan brings him down.
Oh, I'll tell you what, 2 big plays in a row, and I like it. Kevin Ryan really now got in quickly from his defensive end position that time and just wrapped Gosselin right up.
South Poland Red Wave defense is back.
Now's the time that some of that fatigue, if you can just make them kick the ball here, some of that fatigue that we're talking about against Biddeford can set in. They were making big plays, keeping the adrenaline running, and South Poland did a good job right there to take some of that adrenaline away from them.
Fourth down and about 20, and this is a huge play for the Biddeford Tigers. This is it. We got 7 minutes left to go in the game. Goslin rolls out to his left, looking. Roediger's there, pressure. Caught, but not enough. He's out of bounds.
I'll tell you what, didn't even let him get back to the original line of scrimmage. And great hit as the South Poland defense has a lot to cheer about now.
South Poland defense smelling the coffee pot brewing and saying, hey, you're not going anywhere.
Well, they were ranked number 1 early in the season. They haven't really been tested enough, in my estimation, all season long. That's the biggest test they faced, and they stood up big.
Very much so. Something happened there. Finally, they got a little spark on their butt.
Again, I like the old adage, bend, don't break. That's been a military saying for years, and you saw South Poland right there.
Okay, now it's Riot's turn. We're going to give it to Lawson up the chute. He's got a little room, trying to get outside, gets about 3 yards.
Biddeford was able to slow his momentum down a little bit. That's why they kept him from getting a big gainer there. But still cannot tackle him early enough before he got about 4 yards out of it.
This is South Poland offense has now got to show that they are part of a championship team right now and show that they can make the yardage so they can keep the time going on the clock.
Well, there's a tough Portland team probably waiting for them after this game if they win this, and so they've got to show just exactly what they've got now.
So we got the T formation, Lawson and Fawcett in the backfield. Cook gives it to Fawcett, who's got room over the right. He gets up for about a yard.
Again, good coverage by the Biddeford defense, and some of them kids on our offensive line are playing defense too. They're a little tired, not able really to push the blocks back like they'd like to.
Okay, we're going to have 3rd down and about 3. Riots need this right here. We got 5:55 left to go in the game.
Well, Jason Cook needs to step up and be counted now. Hasn't had a great game percentage-wise on his passing, and if they need a pass here, he's got to find a way to get it to a receiver, an open receiver.
Fawcett and Lawson. Upton's in there at tight end. They give it off to the left to Lawson. Lawson's trying to find some room, brought down.
Great
Nice
tackle
play
by number 21 for Biddeford. That's Joey Drapo. And he's had a huge game here so far today, and that stops him.
So the Rice will have to punt. They'll have to get this one out of here.
Again, 5 minutes, 20 seconds to go. We need some good protection. Ben Blackwood needs time to get off a good kick.
Riot's offense not doing what we needed them to do.
Yeah, 3 and out really didn't help enough. We needed them really to get down the field a little bit, maybe get it down past the 50 or so anyhow.
So Blackwood's back. Nice kick, actually.
That's probably the shortest one he's had so far, but it's going to roll forward for him.
Oh, nice. Finally get a good roll for the Red Riots. And on the 45-yard line of their own territory.
Okay, and a tired but top-ranked defense of South Portland has to take the field against a fired-up Biddeford team that now has got a chance.
I think we're hearing down in the probably in the middle of the huddle saying, listen, we don't want to go out here. Stay out here very long. Let's get 3 and get out of here.
Again, I expect to see some stunts. We got a little complacent there for a while and just was kind of, like you said, playing back on our heels a little bit. We've got to get aggressive like them last 2-3 plays we saw.
Wishbone, man split out to the left. Goslin's got the ball. He's snap, and they give it up the shoot for the fullback, who gets about 3 yards, finally brought down by Kierstead.
Yeah, Rule, he's been a brute all day long, and that's the way to keep at him. You got to keep at that tired defensive line by South Portland. Ryan and Kierstead on the tackle.
2nd down and about 8. 4 minutes, 20 seconds left to go in the game.
Nobody has left today.
Nope, not at all.
We've had a lot of games where the crowd was pretty much gone by now, huh? 4 minutes to go, folks.
Wishbone, same formation as usual. We got somebody, 22 splitting out. They give it off to 25, Perry, who's brought down. Slips, actually.
Again, slipping on Rio's back. As Rich got, again, good penetration in there, and that's going to go for almost a no-gainer.
3rd down and about 6. It's right on the 50-yard line. Riot saying, come on, we got to do this. We're not going to let them score again.
Well, if you can hold them here, they're back probably in punt territory, although with only 3 minutes to go, they're going to probably go both downs, try to get that 1st down.
3 minutes, 30 seconds left to go. Wishbone.
Expect a pass play.
Goslin takes a snap, fakes it, you're right, but everybody's there. Rudiger, he gets him out. He decides to run it.
All right.
Brought down. That was Hughes, who's everywhere.
Drew Hughes, who come up big there, but Dan Rudiger was the one that flushed him out of the pocket and made him run. He was not able to get any kind of pass off.
And we're going to see what happens here. We're going to have 4th down about 6.
I'm seeing a lot of heart in this defense out there.
Right now, yeah, exactly.
If they can get through this game, and I think they can look and say, we've got whatever we need.
Okay, we're going to see what happens. Wolfgram's definitely just keeping the...
Yeah, Bobby Ganley almost was going to come in. He was out there, and they decided to go with what they've got for right now.
Yep, they're going to go for it. 4th down and 7. This is a big play on the 49-yard line, and that's going to be illegal procedure.
Flag. Yes. There's been a lot of confusion in that backfield for Biddeford. Really, the whole second half, I've noticed it. They're trying to get off some quick plays, and everybody's kind of confused.
You know something? I believe he would have had it if he hadn't taken a step back.
Yes.
He can do that.
He can step up and go. That's right.
He can go in motion, and what he did is he knew that he was running the wrong play, and he stopped and then called timeout, but he took a step back, and that's illegal motion.
Well, he just pushed his team back 5 yards. South Portland thanking him.
They're going to punt now. This is, I think, yep, South Portland playing short just in case there's a fake.
Now they're going to try to stop that South Portland offense. 3 and out, and they can get the ball back.
Okay, low kick. Punts away.
Not a good one.
But it's going to get down to about the 30 and out of bounds at about the 32-yard line.
So South Poland now, the offense has got to come up with something for them. They've got to move this ball. 3 minutes, 11 seconds. They've got to try to control that 3 minutes and 10 seconds of it.
South Poland is definitely, you're seeing a team that is just trying to keep up with the punches right now. Defense is playing excellent, but offense just isn't doing it for them.
Well, I'll tell you what, a lot of the credit goes to a very good defensive stand here by Biddeford. They've done a great job, and South Poland has not been able to really push that front line around like they do most teams they've played. So let's find out here now if South Poland, again, some sweeps. Again, you got to put the ball in the air a little bit if you need to get a first down, maybe some outs or something.
KT formation. Cook gives it up to Lawson, who's trying to find some room, doesn't find anything.
See, there's nothing there as they're just coming up there expecting the run, so they're just playing run. They're not expecting any kind of a pass at all.
This is the first full 48-minute game that the Red Riots have played.
Well, since Gardner.
And you can tell you're looking at it. And Drew Hughes looks exhausted out there. He's still running, trying to do 100%, but he looks exhausted.
Well, you notice that with the ground, too, you can't run rule, make cuts. He's not getting out as quickly as he normally does.
Okay, Upton split out to the right. Cook gives it to Lawson, who pushing his way through, but he only gets about a yard.
Nice job there. Ben Blackwood really helped get some good push there on that front line, but just too many defenders there to stop Lawson once he hit the line.
Timeout, Biddeford Tigers. They're trying to keep a little time on the clock. There's 2:27 left to go in this.
Well, of course, Coach Wolfram content to let the clock run as long as they want to let it go. He's not even, well, he's just going to talk to Jason now. He doesn't even want to talk with the whole team. Again, you've got to have a first down here, Brett. I know we've been playing it pretty close to the vest the last two times with the ball, but you've got to have a first down here. You've got to pull the stop out somewhere.
Yep, definitely. I think Wolfgang's been continuing the run, just trying to run this clock out, and he hasn't tried anything. He hasn't been very aggressive in the second half, and of course, that's a trademark of his, and sometimes that gets him in trouble.
Well, think of how many times he's played Biddeford. They know that. That's why you see the coverage on the run, because they don't expect him to pass the ball at all. They know he's going to try to play it conservative and run the clock out. And Timmy Lawson's a good running back, but when there's 5 or 6 orange and white shirts waiting for him everywhere he goes, then he's not going to be real successful.
Wolfgang trying to keep him composed, saying, listen, we got to get at least one more first down here. This is not over for anything.
And we didn't get off a real good punt the last time either, and Ben's had much better punts than that. So even if we don't get the first down here, you know Ben's going to try to get off a big punt, and then the defense will just have to do it again. But for now, let's see. South Poland need a first down. Let's see what they come up with.
All right, Riots haven't felt this much pressure since the first game of the season.
Little confusion this time on South Poland. Now they're getting their set up.
End up in the I formation. They pitch it out to Lawson, trying to find a little room. Cuts in. He's got yardage. Gets up. Gets up to about the 45-yard line, but that's not enough.
Yeah, he's going to be about a yard short, yard and a half short.
They're going to run a quick punt here.
Trying to keep the clock going. Don't want Biddeford to set up on a good rush. Biddeford's just going to go after it. They're not even... Oh, the officials. That is terrible. That is terrible. That is terrible. The officials are just taking the game right out of the coaches' and players' hands.
4th down, and that's going to be 4th down and about 1.
But South Poland wanted to do a quick hit there, and the officials just stood in the way and would not do it and finally called his own official timeout.
That's just crappy call. So Fawcett, nice snap. Blackwood gets it away.
He gets into it.
Short little kick, and nice job. Finally rolls out of bounds at the 25-yard line.
This time they get the ball way down the field, and now the defense has got a lot of field behind them. They got to protect.
Okay, we got minute 51, and this is basically the Riots' last stand right here.
Well, again, you're seeing the Riots are going to go out there, that defense, and I don't mind seeing this. I expect the next game, if they get into it, to be tough. You've got to be able to suck it up.
Okay, we might be seeing a little quick kind of huddle single back here for the Biddeford Tigers. Going to be pass plays. They're going to go deep early. Anna Marita's got it. This is just trying to keep it in bounds.
Yeah, Jimmy O'Neill right there playing just a yard or 2 soft, and that's what you want. Give them the little stuff in front of you, but keep the ball in front of you.
I think you're going to see a lot of outs. You know, we're trying to get if you catch it, get out of bounds.
You know, Gosselin, I'll say one thing. Gosselin has been on target this whole second half. He has really hit his receivers well.
He is.
And he hasn't had a lot of time. A couple times he's had a lot of time to play. He hasn't had a lot of time overall, but he's hitting his receivers pretty well.
Okay, second down in about a foot, and it's going to be 1:46 left to go in this game. They give it up to shoot. 24 is going to keep the clock running, and that'll be a timeout call probably.
Yeah, Biddeford should call a timeout here. His rule just wanted to get the first down for this team. South Poland says, we'll give you that.
First and 10 on about the 38-yard line.
Again, South Poland, I think the defense has really got to work. If they can keep it inside the other 50, they've got it made. They let them get down too close, then there could be problems.
Yep. Okay, you're looking at our tired defense right now. They know it.
Well, these timeouts help you a little bit. They do allow you to kind of get your wind a little bit and set in your mind what you want to do on the next play. So I'm not so sure sometimes. They want to stop the clock as often as they can, but sometimes I think it hurts your offense a little bit. You'll be calling timeouts, especially when you're on a roll.
Give defense breathers, yeah.
That's right. Your defense gets to breathe a little bit. Both teams tired. You got a lot of kids playing both ways down there on both sides. So
I'm looking in Wolfgram did not pass once second half. Of course, I'm only adding up like 9 or 10 plays, but.
Well, we're used to him being conservative, Brett, in that case. That's just not me.
Yeah.
And he's the one that's had the real success up here. So, he's making the calls.
And here we go. They're going to try to fill out quick, and finally the officials say, look, timeout's still timeout. There it goes. We got 1:45 left to go. Goslin up over center, single back. Looking, throws it to the ground, nothing there. Nice coverage by Ben Beck. That was going to go to number 25 there.
I'll tell you, they were looking for just a quick hitter, see if they get a big gainer out of it. Wasn't really quite a screen pass or anything like that, but close to it. Just a release by the back.
Yep, released by the tailback, and Ben Beck saw it all the way. That was a nice job. So only 3 clicks off the clock here. Nothing going. We got people split out, spread wide. 3-step, looking, it's deep, nothing there, incomplete, another 3 clicks off the clock.
Yeah, and that one really got away from him that time, as we've talked earlier about the ball and having trouble holding on to the ball. And you could see he had somebody open a little bit, but it just got away from him.
This is it, this could be it. We got a 3rd down, and if they don't get a first down here, then that could be the ball game.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think they'll go for 4th down.
Oh, yeah, there's no doubt about it.
I mean, they're behind anyway, that's right. They got nothing to lose.
The Benz plus Jim getting their workout right now.
Well, I'll tell you, big man here is Sexton and Beck, who are out there watching, making sure nothing gets deep on them.
Again, everybody split out. Oh, Ryan's there. Brings them down. Slam that midget.
Huge play by Kevin Ryan. Midget, I like that. He is small.
Thank you.
Hammer him.
Okay, we're going to have a 4th down in forever now. That's the Riots play right there. That could be it.
South Poland with a big push now, and now it's going to be 4th down and a good 20-some-odd yards. Biddeford's obviously going to go for this.
Like you saw, Drew Hughes just flexed his muscle, and I think that's all we needed to. That basically says it all.
Well, they're looking at the clock. They got 1 minute and 7 seconds left to go, and they says there's nothing we can't do for another 1 minute and 7 seconds.
Okay, yeah, that's going to keep it rolling. We're going to look at probably a big pass. 4th down in a long way. Prevent on.
They'll be coming after him.
Of course, big step. They're going to try to go long. Everybody's there. It's going to be a jump ball. O'Neal, interception, and he's going to be down.
Jimmy O'Neal having himself a ball. South Poland defense, tell you what, biggest gut check they've had to come up with for the season, and these last 2 series have just been immense.
Nice job by O'Neal. And that should be it. We got 48 seconds left. Biddeford definitely showing some big time comeback there. That was nice. And now we're seeing everybody kind of walk out.
Well, I'll tell you what, South Poland defense showed them. We're number 1, and we're going to show you why. And they come up huge here. Okay,
Lawson's way back as a safety, just in case.
Right on your knee, baby.
And Cook puts it on his knee, and that could be it.
Yeah, if there's a missed snap or something like that, that's all they're worried about right now.
Yep.
Biddeford might have one more timeout. Yeah, they did. They called it.
South Poland advancing, this time a little closer than usual. I can't call it advancing yet, but it's 14-7, and it doesn't look good for the Biddeford Tigers.
Well, I'll tell you what. Now your brother's down there, and really the key man right now is your brother.
Yep.
He's got to snap the ball good to Jason so he can go down on his knee.
This is where I think the center is the most important person.
Huge play coming up.
Yep.
You don't make a mistake, the game's over, your team wins.
Yep.
I'll tell you what, a lot of congratulations going on down there. They're just pumping each other up, and I don't care if it's Poland or Marshwood, look out.
No, that's Biddeford, of course, always plays tough. You can never. You know, even if the Biddeford had a 0-8 season, you never like to play Biddeford in the playoffs. Riots and Biddeford always have a great tradition as a two playoff teams that really will always have a good game.
Well, I think probably 3 years ago when we went down there, Burt Rich on the team and his brother Mike Rich and them kids, probably the best football game I ever went to. Yeah. I mean, it was wide open. It wasn't a defensive game. This was a defensive game today. Yeah. But one of the best games for a fan that you could ever go and see. And South Poland won that one. But Biddeford has won more than their share of them.
Lost him way back. Looks like it could be just a kneel down again. Biddeford trying to get in there.
Biddeford making a big push, but Jason's down. Clock's running. I don't believe they have any more timeouts. If not, this game is over.
That is it.
Game's over.
Red Riots have passed into the, they're going to have to wait here. What's going to go on? Oh, they're going to tell them that they're going to need one more play? Oh, they got 8 seconds, 9 seconds. There's the ball. They got to spot the ball.
Yeah, officials are going to help out Biddeford and call a timeout for them.
Nope. And that's the ball game. Red Riots advance to the finals of Class A.
I'll tell you what, that's as exciting a game as you want to see, folks. Biddeford giving this South Poland team all they wanted, really making it huge out there. South Poland coming up big with the defense. Like they said, the offense didn't work as well as they'd like to today, but very conservative offense in the second half.
Red Riots just showing some amazing defense there at the end. They had true gut check, and their gut was that that this could be a championship team here.
Exactly right. But every game is important now. You can't lose it all. I mean, this is, like I said, ain't like the regular season when you're going to play next week anyway. Poland ahead last we heard, so it could be Poland coming here to South Poland, but South Poland definitely in the finals next week.
Okay, 14-7. Red Riots squeaked through this one after a nice Biddeford second half, but got to give it to Red Riots. And I think that's all we're going to have here from Martin Memorial Field. Playoffs are here. Biddeford is down. South Poland is next, and maybe we'll Poland or Marshwood. So,
exactly.
That's it from the booth here. I'm Brett Wolfgren with Mike Bryant. We'll see you next week.
We'll see you next week, and probably be Poland, we're thinking.